and you're watching the Game Changer World Podcast.
And welcome to Game Changer World. I'm John Wolf. Frankie, how you doing tonight, bud?
Hey, everybody. What's going on? It is another day. It is another show. It is the start of a new era. This is the first official review with me at the helm. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah.
Sorry, bud. I was just going to tell you one very interesting thing here. This is the last show of the first year for Game Changer World. So the next time you see us, we will be into our next year over here. So I want to just say thank you absolutely to all the people that have been involved, either as listeners in chat, Frankie, Screwball, everybody that has come together to make this something special. Be the leader of it all from
Yep.
Day one OG. Also, before I forget, I wanted to let everyone know that B is following along and seeing all the well wishes, nice messages, everything. And he wanted to just make sure he said, not only on Twitter, he's done it, but over here, thank you so much. This is our platform, and this is the best place to put it, I think. What were you saying there before I cut you off, bud?
Oh, no, I was just rambling for an intro. I had no idea where I was going with that.
I just want to go ahead and start saying hellos. Clown Frank, Reed, Man, Pete, WWE Sucks is in here. Big Capadon. And so we go. West Coast correspondent Screwball is in here. Somebody was in here acting crazy. I think they jumped out pretty damn quick. We're a place for wrestling fans. I think that's a good thing we're saying. Ishmael, do not fret, citizen. So sorry. William Bruno, good to see you tonight after he accidentally got tossed out one time. We still love you very much. Indeed, right here. Whoop, whoop, family. All family in the house tonight. What's up, people of the GCW world? Mike Morton, welcome. Everybody? Good to see you. Let's get this out of the way real quick. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We read and appreciate all comments. Super chats are available if you want to donate. A sincere thanks to Clown last week for donating. It meant a lot to us. A couple tacos went on the table for the chubby guys. Hey. Thank you. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us. Sit down and relax. You're amongst friends. We're going deep into the night. Maybe not here. We have a lot to cover. GCW hosted Ashes to Ashes on Saturday and so much fun on Sunday. We have 14 matches, 3 title defenses, a Blake Christian and Conor Claxton return. Let's roll straight into our news and keep rolling. Kicking off our GCW news this week, we have a few talent announcements for Collective Weekend since we last saw you Friday the 13th. At Joey Janela's Spring Break 10, Ali versus Effie has been announced. Loser leaves GCW forever.
We have thoughts about that. We'll come back around to that during the Sunday tag. So
cool. And next, Bloodsport 15, Natty Neidhart has also been announced. I'm really happy to see that name. I think that's an instant upgrade on the card. Thoughts on Natty? Or any thoughts?
You see, I've been so out of the WWE bubble for so long that, I know her from way back when she's been, pardon the anti-pun, the elder statesman of the Divas / women's division for so long. And she's kind of reinvented herself as this, like the last heart standing and all this, or, it's, I'm happy to see I don't want to say real representation on Bloodsport, but people making the deliberate choice to come out and see us on our terms, I think is the way I want to phrase that. So
no, well said there. Let me pull this up. I'm so sorry. I don't want to. Hey, Reed said your shirt's awesome. Thank you. Actually, if I can get the wife or somebody to come up here when they get a chance. This was made with UV reactive, so under a black light,
really?
this thing glows. And if I can find, let me mute it real quick. She's already on her way out. Yeah, he has 2 lights up here. They're plugged in. We'll see if we can do that. Sorry, guys. This is so wrestling related right now, but it is cool. And yeah, Steph makes them. I make them for fun. So whatever. I always wear them because I feel like if I wear a GCW shirt with all my GCW stuff, it almost seems a little right here. These lights right here, he has them plugged in. They just have to be turned on. It's not super dark in here. I would have to turn off some things. Yeah, this is exactly what we should be doing right now in the middle of the show, guys. Right here. This is, yeah, thrilling. Let's see here. She's got it turned on. Let's see if we can get it closer here.
I see something happening.
Let's see. She's working on it. It's okay.
Right.
Okay, Effie's Big Gay Brunch. We have Zach Saber Jr. I am happy to see that name. Same thing like Natty, always bringing like, oh yeah, here. And this is with some light right now. And then turn it off real quick if you have a chance and see if you can hold on, but keep it over here. You know what I'm saying? So when you turn it on, it does one thing. Yeah. So, yep, there you go. And then the shit flashes. Yeah. Anyway.
So
I don't believe
CWCSI.
Let's not go there. I don't think there was any unwanted stains on this shirt. It's a newer one.
Don't wear it to Big Gay Brunch. That's all I'm asking you.
Now, this is another little interesting.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, that was Frank's first and last attempt there at being on the podcast.
Foot into mouth. Good night, everybody.
So yeah, Beastman shaved his beard. Are we getting a new Beastman? I know he's sometimes in here off and on. Maybe he won't be in here till later, but I am curious about that. If anyone else had a chance to see it, it's over on, I think it's on his Facebook page, right?
It's on his Facebook, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, get it checked out when you get a chance. Beastman is without the beard. And yeah, maybe we're getting someone new. I'm not really sure, but I'm curious about it.
He's in chat. I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps. We'll maybe try to bring it up later and see if he's around for that one. Yeah. He's a regular listener. You like to go ahead and we jump right into GCW's Ashes to Ashes?
Sure, let's go. Let's start with this.
Alrighty then.
We are back at the Showboat for the first time since October, which is 5 months for a home game is an exorbitant amount of time to not be at the Showboat. These last 2 years where we haven't had New Year's Eve at the Showboat has really shown. And this is kind of leading into a bigger issue that we're going to come up to, that it's the Showboat shows have been getting smaller, and it's getting to a point where I think AC needs to earn back those 4 or 5 weekends. The Atlantic City does not deserve 10 shows a year anymore. We need to earn those shows back, and the lack of a dedicated rabid fan base that you go back 2 years is there. It's just not there.
So I'll ask the first question. First thing, is it the room? Do you feel that the room is? Let's go by 100%.
Do you mean the carousel room versus the terminal, or the building itself, or Atlantic City as a character unto itself in this conversation?
Sure. The best way I can put it is, when the fans are at the terminal, do you feel that the building's acoustics or even the visuals of having a higher ceiling possibly affecting how the fans are reacting to the show? Now, is the terminal swallowing the show and the fans?
That's a good way to put it, and I think you might be onto something, because it's the terminal still feels hollow, and I know there's only so much money in the world that you can possibly throw at the Showboat and the terminal to make it look like a home compared to that palace we had at the carousel room.
Well, they've done a good job. I want to throw that in there because the posters,
yeah,
the
they're doing their
pipe and drape.
damnedest. They're doing their damnedest, but there's only so much you can do in that room because it's. And I don't mean to belittle the work that the crew does, like Baruso trying to light that fucker of a room every weekend. And, you know, I give him all the credit in the world. He was up there on a scissor lift. I saw he was rigging up all the lights without a scissor lift this year. I mean, this month because, without a scissor, let me rephrase that. All the lights were attached to the house piping rather than having a scissor lift sit in the corner acting as a $10,000 light stand this week. So,
let me go back to this.
I don't know what it is. It could be external factors. It could just be, you know, the general, you know, approval rating of wrestling as a concept. It could be just, you know, the economy's stupid, or, you know, it's just people don't have the money to throw at wrestling these days. It could just be that Atticus had a great Twitter post last week about how AC is a fucking terrible room. Not terrible room, but a hard room. And I think all of them are landing on each other and spiraling out of control because of each other in this death spiral, where one is picking up the other and the other's just, you know, these sympathetic frequencies are just making everything worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, Atticus said something around the lines of just AFC fans are very tough on deathmatch since they've seen everything. So, you're kind of answering what I was getting ready to ask, which is, do you see that, and is that true?
Yeah. I mean, going back 2 years, and TV, from what I saw, TV did a pretty good job of hiding the issues, but in the room, gun to my head, if you had to ask me how many people were in that room, it was probably 300 on Saturday and probably a touch under that on Sunday. You know, I could be way off, but, you know, the room was too big for the amount of people that showed up.
Gotcha.
And I'm not trying to shit on the product. I'm wearing the logo of the company. I'm not trying to shit on the company. I'm trying to improve this stuff. And there was moments where Saturday, just like, I felt like I was probably one of 5 people actually trying to clap and rally a crowd on Saturday and Sunday.
Now I'll counter you, I'll actually agree with you. From home, especially on Sunday, there were spots where I could hear 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 trying to get a chant started, which would have been great for what, you know, and it just wasn't there. And I think this is where we started to talk about this, was because I'm hearing from fans there, I'm hearing from you that it's a little demoralizing that you go and you want to be enthusiastic, but a lot of the people around you are not. And what
Sunday,
happens
I was in the front row and there was nobody directly behind me on hardcam side.
Frank right here, economy. Yeah. Now let's be fair, because you're a baseball fan, Frankie. What happens when prices were raised on baseball tickets? What happens was the real fans weren't able to really come out because they couldn't afford it. Now, people would still buy the tickets, but those weren't the fans that were the rabid ones. Those were the fans that could afford it.
You're
and again,
right.
I'm just giving an opinion. I'm just giving my opinion on this. And I'm not saying I'm also correct in any way.
There's also
my opinion.
There's also the argument that AC may just be burnt as a territory.
Okay, so going back, how much of this enthusiasm or lack thereof you would say is on the building? And then we'll move forward from there.
On the terminal, I'm going to interpret that question as terminal versus, I'm going to I'm going to perceive that as carousel room versus terminal. The terminal has been getting better, but I definitely think that a large portion is just the terminal just swallows whatever crowd is in that room.
High ceilings, I think, can be part of it, and you will get a nice echo / reverb situation.
I'm also going to put this on the city itself, because Atlantic City, positioned as a destination for, like, you know, the beach, for the casinos, for all this, it's out of the fucking way. And, you know, to be, it's literally on the shore, because that's how beaches work. They're on the shore. They're only one way into the city. There's 2 roads into that city: the Atlantic City Expressway and Route 40. Those are the 2 routes you get into town with. And all of the talent's coming in from Philadelphia Airport, which is an hour and a half away. Where the other venue that we run in this general area is literally next to. Harrah's Casino in Philadelphia is within spitting distance. It's on the landing track of the Philadelphia Airport. And I would argue that the banquet hall, the banquet room in the Harrah's Casino has more of that carousel room spark and life than the terminal does. Now, the terminal has its own characters. It has been the site of all of these massive homecomings and all of these massive, cages and TOD and Tournament of Survivals already. But when you get to these off weekends, these B weekends, the room just dies.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit. And me and John were talking about this the other night when we were, just spitballing after the shows, just first thoughts. I think if we moved out of a resort town of AC and moved closer to like the Philly suburbs on the Jersey side because of, the boxing commission things and some other, minor issues that I won't get into here, we would still have that same rabid Philly fan base, that South Jersey fan base. But you would also attract some of those, Philly Delco types that it's not so far that you're not schlepping all the way out to AC for. Of course, it's not, you're not going to the shore, so you can't do all the shore stuff with it. But how many of us actually go do the beach and the pier and all that, or have the time to with 2 shows on a weekend?
Okay. So Philly's one option. Then we're going to have New Jersey hardcore fans. Is there an option in New Jersey that's nearby? Or is there an option in New Jersey that can be, like you're saying, maybe closer to Philly? Or I don't know New Jersey well, and I don't want you to break it down. What I mean?
Off the top of my head, I haven't done the research. So I would have to see, because the major things would be you would need to have a all-in-one building to even, replicate that same thought. So you would need a hotel with an attached convention center or within walking distance. And that's a big ask on the residential suburb side of Jersey, Philly. House of Independence, absolutely not. It's too small of a room. It's
what's the max on that? 350, 400?
400 tops.
So a bigger show we'd have to move anyway, kind of thing.
Yeah, it can get full. It can get full on a JCW show. So yeah.
I'll give him credit though for throwing that out there, because I can see where if this continues,
Asbury Park
be great.
Asbury Park has nearly all of the same disadvantages of Atlantic City of being, you're only coming in from the west. It's a smaller city that isn't equipped to handle that kind of influx, especially in the part of town where the House of Independence is. It's really going to be an issue where it's some, out of the way convention hotel in Cherry Hill or something like that is probably, where I would say to try. But, of course, that's why we're here, armchair quarterbacking instead of actually running a business. So,
okay. I'm also thinking about the possibility that the hardcore fans in AC, that base might have been saving so they can save up for collective hotel food. So I mean, sometimes the way the tickets are offered, and this happens with anything, but the way the tickets are offered, I almost feel like the offering to get the tickets are almost too close to the last one I just did and spent my money on. And that can be a real pain unless people have that money back. And that's not always easy.
They haven't built up that buffer of fun money yet.
Yeah, because I always tell people, man, if even you can just throw like $20 a month, $20, $10 a paycheck, and then when it comes time to buy a ticket, you at least have a nice little buffer that doesn't hit the checking account as hard.
Yeah.
But again, those decisions maybe shouldn't be so hard to make also.
Yeah.
So I want to just say this because I've heard from several wrestlers also, AC is a hard room unless you're bleeding.
Mhm.
And LA, they like better because the room in there, it's never quiet and the place is moderately full. A bad day in LA might be 600, 650.
Mhm.
So,
I don't
like
want
I
to
said,
say
I don't
there's
want
a-
to toot horn, but I'm just telling you, man,
no, it's fine. It's
we
absolutely
fucking
right.
bring it.
I like AC. If I had the book right now, I would probably say AC gets TOS and like a homecoming that's pushed back to October. And I think those 2 weekends would probably do better. Just what's that saying? Distance makes the heart grow fonder, or something like that. And it's there's too much. There's too much, and I don't want to call it entitlement, but
That lines up with what you're saying. LA also gets
one
no
week
2 days. We just go fucking hard.
but
Yeah,
it's
we do.
there's an entitlement to AC, and
That's what Atticus was talking about, right?
yeah,
But he didn't say it that way, maybe. And I only paraphrase like you paraphrase, but he said basically they've seen it all. So it's kind of hard to get them to pop. And it's hard to get you to pop at GCW. You've fucking seen everything. That's why I love having you on here.
And I say this shit out of I know it can be better. I'm not saying this to shit on the product and make sure kill GCW. No, I want it to be better, and that's why I'm tough loving this shit right now. And hopefully everybody in this room has heard me say this, that I want this product to be better, and it is what it is. Sorry, let me get my pessimistic shit out of the way, and we'll talk about fun wrestling for the rest of the night. So,
well, same thing. I'll peel back the curtain, and I didn't ask you, but I'm gonna tell you, man, you felt a little demoralized coming back from all this. Maybe that's where this talk maybe kind of started.
Absolutely.
Was the fact that you were like, as an enthusiastic fan, it's me and maybe a group of guys, and everyone's looking at us like, why are you fucking yelling? And you're looking around like you're supposed to be fucking yelling. You're supposed to be, dude, you paid 175, 60, 45 a fucking ticket.
That goes back to my old argument
yourself.
of Atlantic City using it as like, oh, I'm gonna go to Atlantic City and hang out with my friends at the wrestling show because that's where they are, rather than going to a fucking wrestling show.
Yeah. So you're saying like 3 shows. What 3 were you looking at, to be fair?
Okay, if you said 3, I would say June, August, homecoming, New Year's.
Gotcha.
And and I'm assuming all 3 of those are double hitters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because there's an expectation that if AC steps down from a double header, I think something, that's kind of a bellwether for the company as a whole if it steps down from Atlantic City double headers. But to my argument's sake, that may be closer to the truth than we know.
Kyle said, if I had $1 for every show where the person next to me sat and watched like they were at an opera, I'd have enough to buy better people tickets.
Oh, thanks, Reed. Oh, great. Now I have to go look at Twitter.
GCW must have just made a huge announcement. So we're going to look that up real quick here. Frankie, I'll trust you. If anybody wants to write it in chat, that's fine.
Megumi Kudo comes to MDK Fight Club. FMW legend. That's a big fucking get. Holy shit.
All right. Nice. And man saying, what's up?
Anything with FMW, just screams like, legacy.
Violence.
Yeah.
Violence. Hell yeah. Give LA Cage a survival and war games. Yeah, why don't you give us a 2-day weekend and see how LA handles it? Just 3-4 times a year, 5, 6. We would fuck it up. Listen, you have to go to really see it and understand it. we're putting in the fans in LA are putting in the fucking work.
They are.
And the streamers.
I think
like,
they've earned back a doubleheader.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just pounding the fuck out of everything. A lot of us know each other. Like it's so tight. And I mean, it's tight. There are times where I'm just trying now to meet the people in the front row that I don't already know, because like when I'm screaming and yelling next to you 13, 16 fucking times in the last 2 years, you know what? We've shared something. And that's how it feels. And I know you have that tightness in AC also. So I can't say you don't. And you have way more than 2-3 years behind you. You way more.
5, 6, approaching 7 at this point,
Yeah, I just you said this also, is that AC is kind of a smaller place, and LA is like a living, breathing economy city. Like,
yes, LA is a living, breathing city, and Atlantic City is 7 hotels on a boardwalk.
Gotcha.
Like I said, there's only one way into Atlantic City, and it's from the expressway or from Route 40. And it's not a, of course it's a living, breathing city, but if you take gambling out of Atlantic City, it's just Atlantic. But LA, you can dive into the UCC from 9 different directions, and Atlantic City, you're coming in from the west, from the Parkway, and that's it.
Screwball, I mean, he's walked from the UCC to his hotel. That's not that far.
You can do that in Atlantic City, obviously, but
Yes, I don't always recommend it, but it's it's very possible. There is a hostel, I think, that's right across the street, which is right above the dispensary. So,
that's a very LA sentence you just said there.
Yeah. So I mean, there are options there, but until you feel LA, it's something
and I have
else.
To. And
please,
God willing, this year I'm gonna try and make it out to LA.
Yeah, so. Flacco always stays over at the hostel there. Great price. And Screwball's saying, I know talent that'll stay at the hostel. Very LA sentence. Frank is awesome. I got to say hi to him just a little more. I didn't get a chance to talk as much to him at the last show. Franks have been good in my atmosphere. I'm really appreciative of all my Franks around me especially at the GCW circles. Now, okay, so we spoke about the fans. Now, let's just say that GCW comes in here with a decent card. So I have to say, do you feel like Saturday's card was a love letter to the AC fans, as loaded as it was with death matches?
It was
loaded. It was or it wasn't a love letter? What do you think?
I wouldn't say love letter, but it was a very good card. Love letter, I think we're missing a couple key people to say love letter. But with the cards we had in our hand, I think it was a great card. I think it was a great show wrestling wise. We started off with Blake and Marcus. We had Alec and Jerry second. Sorry, I forgot the order because I was very not of this sober mind during the Saturday show.
Check my notes. You're good, brother. I got you.
Then after that, we just went straight fuckery for the rest of the show. We had 2 clean matches and then just 5 just
chaos,
complete car crashes.
I feel like as it should be. Let me say something about this before we really get into it, because I don't want to forget about it in the end. This show was good enough that it made some previous shows, not just AC, but all around the country, look bad.
Oh yeah, I agree. I can definitely say that.
The efforts shown by the wrestlers in these matches. I don't know if somebody slipped an extra 50 somewhere. I don't know what happened, but when you see an amount of effort on each match in the card from each individual person,
right. There was a sense of effort and a sense of care that this wasn't just making another town. I can definitely see what you're saying with that, I didn't see it myself, but when you say that, I can go back through my head and I could go through that. And, of course I'm not blowing smoke up your ass or anybody in chat when I say this, but no, when you say that, it's one of those things like when you're tasting wines, like, oh yeah, there's notes of, buttery sweetness and all that. Like, Oh yeah, now I can taste that.
Right.
The power suggested a little bit, but me and John, we can see through the matrix a little bit more than some other people in this chat. And I know what you're getting at when you say that, John. So
I'm trying to think of where to go from here. But yeah, I was just saying, like, I thought it was kind of Brett or the performers going, you know what? Let's go balls out in AC and take the temperature of the place. And this is also what kind of got me in the talking of, okay, I'm not talking about the enthusiastic fans. I'm talking about the ones who are more on their phone or more just kind of sitting there, just casually and patiently and politely watching. And that's fine too. That's fine too.
That's another issue where everyone and their mother has an Instagram deathmatch spot account these days.
Yeah.
Where everybody's trying to be the one to get the spot. And I'm guilty of it too, but I think I have a fairly good excuse for why I'm trying to get some of these spots. But
Reed's pushing us along.
All right. Reed's wrapping us up like the Oscars already. All right.
Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna go to chat. And I also want to go to you, Frankie, for this next one real quick. Both shows this weekend only had 7 matches each. Thoughts on 7 versus the average 9 that you would generally see on a GCW card?
I didn't notice a difference when 7 versus 9. I think there's a difference on Sunday during the intermission. Because there was that whole intermission, then a talker, and then a deathmatch setup. I think that kind of put a little bit of a halt to the show. But on Saturday, no, I was absolutely perfectly satiated with the amount of wrestling we had, even though it was only 7 actual matches.
Gotcha. Okay, I was just wondering, because I feel like with 7 matches, you either bring it hard, because if you have 4 stinkers, half the show looks bad, and then people can also judge the card a little more because you have 7 to judge instead of 9. So GCW for this show had pipe and drape. They finally covered up those air ducts that usually haunt the background of hard cam. Purple lighting on night 1, orange lighting on night 2. I wanted to say that's a nice touch. I like how Brett always changes the theme each night to kind of give it a little bit of a different feel. And also they changed the colors on those banners, which I also think is a fantastic choice.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, I'll just bring this up real quick because Mike asked, welcome, Mike. Does front row for COS usually sell fast? Very quick answer, hell yes.
Let me put it this way. If you don't already have the Patreon, first crack at tickets, you're not getting front row COS or TOS. You have to be top tier Patreon, because they get super early access to tickets, and people will buy Patreon access for the 1 month to get those TOS tickets and then drop Patreon access again. So I think they go on sale this weekend, right? They go on sale Friday, I think, or they go on sale something like that. If you don't already have Patreon access, you're not getting front row seats. Sorry.
Yeah, GA, you'll have a little bit of time on.
GA doesn't sell out. GA doesn't sell out. It's just that actual seats sell out incredibly quick.
And Screwball's right here. You will need Game Changer tier for TOS and COS. Shot caller will not be good enough. Yeah. It really goes that quick. It's just there and gone.
And even getting top tier access isn't even a guarantee.
That's 100% true. And I want to say that up front, because some people can be upset. People can grab 8 to 10 tickets, and there's only so many tickets front row. And if 5 or 6 people grab 8 to 10 each, that's 40 to 50 tickets front row gone.
Exactly.
All right. Ashes to Ashes, Emil and John Mose are on microphone. I felt the production was good. As an ECW fan, I really liked how I feel Ash has dialed in the sound on that mat really well. I can really get that impact in there. Please keep that up. We'll go right into match 1 here. Blake Christian versus Marcus Mathers. My notes have whether anyone would like to admit it or not. It was fun to see Blake Christian come back to GCW. I also, Frank, saw that you made camera when he did the pose. How was Blake?
5 minutes in, and I'm already 5 minutes in, and I'm already flipping off fucking cameras and entrances.
How was Blake's reception? It sounded like he was getting a Cardona-like boo
Absolutely.
from.
Absolutely. He was having him come out for the first match, I think was a good idea just to get that crowd energy up right away. I think he might have been gone a touch too long where people forgot how much of a heel he can be in Atlantic City.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this is kind of the match you want to see him in against Marcus. I don't think there was enough build-up besides just announcing him for this. There could have been a touch more build-up. There could have been a talker from one of them about it, but it is what it is.
Kyle said, I got bullied for my Blake shirt, had to put on my own bracelet. I felt like a broski fan. You know what, though? That's all in love. That's all in love. Blake is awesome. Loves us. He's sometimes, actually, he's a regular listener, and we really follow him a lot. I know that Brant back and forth still messages him and says hello. And we're like a lot of these wrestlers that we've been covering for 3-4 years. They move up, and it's painful, but it's also a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Heading back here, Marcus came out in a mask. Does anyone know if that's something new for him? And is there any significance to that mask?
I don't know off the top of my head. Somebody in chat may know. I think it may just be a Dragon Gate influence coming back from Japan kind of thing. That's the only thing I can think of.
That sounds like you're right there. Well, either that or that's one hell of a good guess. But it got me thinking it's a great item to sell to kids. Honestly, Marcus noticeably put on more muscle, and I could really see it in this match. So I don't know what's going on there, but you can hear an echo in the terminal when Marcus delivered a heavy chop to Blake. Blake's combination of showboating and sharp wrestling worked here. He really helped boost the true wrestling talent portion on the card that night. Blake used senior referee Adam Galt to perform a quesador and turned it into a stunner. Blake, I felt, was in control about 75% of the match here. Our winner, Blake Christian, with an inside cradle. What were your thoughts on this one?
Mind you, Adam is a trained wrestler. He wrestled on 4th of July a couple of years ago. So, I mean, don't act so surprised that they pulled that off. That was a fun spot. That's the little cracks of old GCW popping through when you see a ref wrestle spot like that. When you see somebody flip off Scarlett and she stunners everybody in the ring. That's the kind of spots that bring that old GCW chaos that I miss. So
we still got a ton of messages coming in on the Blake and Mathers. Look at this. Look at all these coming through.
Goodness. All right. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Then I put great quality wrestling opener. As Blake leaves, the fans are chanting, "Don't come back." I thought that was a beautiful touch. And then we have a backstage video. Effie tries to enter the building. He stopped by Matt Russo, Adam Galt, Scarlett, and finally Big effing Vin. Good seeing them all get screen time. Don't you think that was a nice little, touch to let the crew get in?
Fun. I think this is another thing that has been popping through, are these little fly on the walls, more produced, more WWE style vignettes that come in now and again. And it's fun. I mean, it's fun. It's not, I don't want to see it all the time, but it's fun.
Vin, best actor of the night. Matt Baruso and Big Vin as next tag champs. I had an idea, and I already said it before, Microman, and then we'd have Big Vin come out as Mick Roman. So it'd just be a little play on the name. So instead of Micro, Mick, M-I-K, and then Roman. We've talked about this before. You damn near died last time I mentioned it.
Boo.
All right. So
boo, old B who laughed at that joke. Boo. All right.
Alec Price versus Gary J. When I saw this was the next match, I was thinking, okay, Brett's getting the wrestling out of the way first. Interestingly, Emil announced Gary J as one half of Unsigned and Don't Care. That's a big signal to the fans. The team is here to stay. Thoughts on the team Unsigned and Don't Care? Or do you want to get into that when the team comes up later?
Yeah, let me come back. That's a good point you make about being announced as part of Unsigned.
Yes.
I don't know if they've done that before, or has Gary been announced as part of Unsigned and Don't Care? I'd have
You're
to go
getting
back
me
and
here.
watch. I'd have to go back and watch a couple.
They've been together for a while, but yeah, I don't know if they've been announced as one half of the team.
Like
Of
I think he's just been announced as Gary J, and if he's been announced
Yeah.
as part of Unsigned and Don't Care, or representing Unsigned and Don't Care, or something like that, he could have been. Because when I'm saying those words in my head in Emil's voice, it does sound familiar. But I could, like I said, I could just be imagining it rather than actually remembering it. So
what I like about the name is that, and I don't want to see them do it, but it's almost enough to where they can absorb a third or fourth person if they find a personality that fits.
Sure.
And absorb them into the group. Because Unsigned and Don't Care can be a lot of people on the indies.
Yeah.
You know.
You're right.
Fun,
You're absolutely right.
Fun thought. Both Gary and Alec had loud ovations here. It was obvious that Gary has won over the fans here in AC. Their match had a chippy back and forth early. Alec losing his cool a little, the Northeast Beast chants throughout the match until eventually both these guys' chants kind of evolved into that.
Yeah.
A solid back and forth, but in the end, Alec secured the win. This is what I was going to mention. I should have put it in my notes earlier, but Gary J getting please come back chants at the end, just again, that won over the AC crowd. That is
he's good.
Huge.
He's really good. He's and he's not someone we've seen a lot of in Atlantic City. So I mean, I think that's we tend to do that a lot with people that we just don't get at AC a lot. And I think we're going to see a lot more of them, in the coming months. But it's good for Atlantic City to vocalize that.
Well, I mean, Anakin Murphy's getting that push a little bit too, having that spot in TOS, which was unexpected, but here we are. And
oh wait, he was announced.
Yes, I thought he was announced. No. I'm getting my matches mixed up. I was thinking about Vipress next. Vipress was announced through Murdoch.
Huh?
What?
Huh? No, I
made a mistake. I was looking at the next match, Vipress, where Murdoch put Vipress in.
Huh?
Why do you think that's an idea?
That like Anakin did tweet something like that. Like he tweeted, what did he tweet?
Well, I follow him closely. Maybe I got my wires crossed. I get confused a lot, Frank.
He posted something. Oh no, I found the tweet. He says, "If only there was someone who has a death wish," and he posted the TOS poster. I thought he was.
That's where I crossed, and then So I think that's possible.
And he did have a couple. He did have a very. He was centered in a lot of deathmatch spots this weekend. So.
Let's see.
He did have the stapler spot in the Rumble. I mean, in the Scramble. So
also, Mikey was asking, will COS tickets go on sale Friday? Since
I haven't heard hide nor hair of Cage. I think
check
Cage
Twitter.
Is gonna be, check Twitter. That's always the #1 spot.
Yeah, GCW is fairly active on there, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I got my wires crossed. I thought that he was announced, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I messed up there, maybe not. The Slade video, I thought that was interesting. He's talking in it. He did the creepy thing. But yeah, again, 2 solid wrestling matches back to back. I wrote that this is the GCW that I like, and this is the GCW that I enjoy representing. And if we wanted ECW comparisons, matches like that would be a hell of a lot closer than some of the matches we sometimes get right now.
Sure. I'm
lovingly giving a little spanking there, but that's how I feel it is. Anything else on this one?
I think, good match and sentence, send tweet.
Right here, Big Capadon said he's been very good in the chains. I agree. We are wrestling fans. I watch especially. Speaking of that, I just want to, I just want to give a quick announcement out there for fun. Danny DeMonto and I are talking it was on Twitter anyway. He and I are talking right now to try to get a part 2 together to get him back over here. I felt like we all clicked really well, and the questions I felt were pretty good, and his answers were excellent. He left me with half an interview's worth of questions last time. So we're going to get back on those and put those together. So Nice little announcement right there.
Mhm.
Anything else on this one before we run into our next one?
Now let's go to the next one. Let's go to 3. I tweeted right after the end of this match because I heard a little birdie that was running around the ring told me that that the rest of the matches are going to be all glass. So,
and boy, was it yeah. And I remember also Emil, he was kind of teasing after that second match ended. He's like, okay, go get your friends or whatever, because from here on out, it's just going to be violence. And that's where it was. So the next match was a death match. We had Vipress versus John Wayne Murdoch. We open to the ring and light tube rakes are propped in each corner. I don't think I've ever seen that before. They look like flowers.
Not all corners, but that was such a good visual to see, tube rakes in every single corner.
And the way deathmatch can be sometimes, it's nice to see something original or different. You know what I mean?
It because at a certain point it just becomes Taco Bell where it's just the same 7 ingredients in different orders.
No, for sure. I want to walk these bases again. I was right about Viper since day fucking 1. And when she repackaged into the Vipress, we have the LA Chola Vipress. Been great ever since. I'm actually surprised she even kept the Vipress name, because you know what I mean? The character change. She was so into being that like Mortal Kombat Melina Vipress kind of. Okay, giving the match its due, this could have been the main event on any other night. I think you can agree with that, Frankie. Maybe
I can definitely agree that if this was the main of even an Atlantic City weekend, I would not be surprised. And this was number 3.
Right. Yeah. Also, LA's own Vipers. We've she owns the West Coast, man. She hits with the fence. There's a heavy Spanish population out here that she just cracks off with. You know what I mean? And that's gonna be out here in the Southwest. And again, like Lean Like a Cholo goes so fucking hard in LA. Versus it might not be the same in Atlanta.
I don't think it hits as hard in AC. Yeah.
No. Murdoch got kicked through a pane of glass to open this match. Vipress used a tube break on Murdoch.
Before that even happened, bell rings. Vipress puts her hair up, and my first thought was as soon as she puts the hair up, I was like, "Oh fuck, John's gonna die." So the whole time that Murdoch was posing during his entrance on the apron, I was really hoping she was gonna start with him like a blind like I'm bringing the fight. That's what I was hoping. Like why he's getting announced and he's facing hard cam. You see her put up her hair behind him and he can't see it, and she fucking grabs something and she just wham right across. Hot start during the intros, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, she brought it either way. And again, I don't want to second guess what the artist is doing here. So yeah, after Murdoch got kicked through a pane of glass and then got hit with the tube break, Vipress then gets put through a pane of glass. Murdoch then runs a tube break across her head. Murdoch punched a gusset into Vipress' arm, then one in her head. It took several minutes for Vipress to get any semblance of an upper hand, and it ended when she got kicked through a pane of glass face first. Any upper hand she had always was short-lived. Murdoch threw an immense amount of tubes at Vipress, and fans came to their feet. I wrote here, the fans are alive now. Vipress picks up Murdoch on her shoulders and puts him through a door. Credit to Vipress for picking up Murdoch several times.
Honestly, yeah.
Excellent leg strength there. Vipress ate the third tube break and fourth tube break to their face. Our finish here, Murdoch picked up Vipress and planted her head first through a chair with light tubes on it. Our winner in this one, John Wayne Murdoch, a 13-minute death match. How'd you feel about this one, man?
This was, I think, one of the first times we saw that crowd come alive on Saturday.
Yep.
And the TOS chants came in.
Sorry, Frank, Mexicans and Latinos. I'm terrible with that. I'm married to a Cuban, buddy. I'm terrible.
The TOS chants came out even before Murdoch got on the mic, if I recall correctly. So, and it's March. I mean, obviously, it's March in Atlantic City. This is kind of the time where we see these auditions for TOS happen. So, I mean, it wasn't that much of a stretch to realize, oh, this is Vipress's induction match, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, those TOS chants rolled out because the fans know their GCW at this point. Murdoch puts Vipress over heavy, and he gave his TOS spot to Vipress. I say with the way she's been doing and as hard as she's been going on the scene, earned it.
Honestly, yeah.
All right, then we're going to move on to our scramble. We had a 6-person scramble. We had Teriyaki, Anakin Murphy, Don Freeze, Junie Underwood, Logan Cavazos, and Ray Jazz. They started with a 6-person coordinated set of offense, and then Effie tried to come out and wrestle. Now, it was clear Effie had the night off, and he had to be forced to leave. Fans were cool with it, saying, let him fight. Thoughts on Effie coming out? I think they just wanted the chaos, right?
I think everybody was just in chaos gremlin mode by the time this match happened. A couple thoughts that I want to get out before you do your play-by-play. That's a good thought. This was kind of a palate cleanser between death matches, because I think too much death match just turns into static and just becomes one solid tone. So I mean, switching it up a little bit makes sense. If you saw, Ray Jazz was in a high school singlet.
Yeah.
He coaches, so that was apparently, somebody told me that he coaches, and that was his boys, because some of his boys made it to states. So good for Ray, good for all of his guys.
Congratulations, man.
Logan Cavazos, I don't think I've seen that name pop up. He might have been on 1 or 2 other shows.
I think he's running 4, 5, or 6 now. He's really he's an under the radar guy. I'll tell you what. I remember because of his length and the fact that he's a skinnier guy. I don't even know if Cage Match has a thing on him yet. But if someone said 4, maybe 5, then
sure, I believe them.
Yeah, Logan was on that one night only, which again, under the radar. Like, that's a surprise. You know what I mean? Logan has been around for a second. Okay, so there you go. Like, he's under the radar to you.
Shit happens. Sorry,
Quick thought that I saw. Topes are always done towards the hard camera. If these guys had run east or west, the hard cam could catch the impressive tope from the side, especially if you're trying to get distance.
Oh yeah,
I'm really surprised they don't do that more. But I'm not the professional.
It's also a matter of space, because I know it doesn't make sense towards hard cam because there's no space. But when they do it away from hard cam towards the aisle, at least they have that aisle as a runway. The logical thinking.
Don Freeze played helicopter with Teriyaki's body, then hit a kip up to his feet. The crowd popped for that.
Bro,
Ray Jazz.
Don is way too nimble for a big guy. It's insane.
He reminds me of Brandon Toon, but bigger. Like that deceptively agile guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Jazz had his big moment hitting everyone with a German suplex. I like that they gave him that little moment there, because I feel like obviously the German suplex was going to be one of his fortes.
And just taking all of the gabagool chants for Ray, because of course we're Chaos Gremlins, so of course we do shit like that.
Anakin staring into the camera while stapling everyone was a great visual.
You shut your mouth, Kyle. It was not me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Frankie started a gabagool chant that just
I
wouldn't
started
die.
the first one. The others were other people.
So it didn't technically die. It just bounced around the room slowly. Is that what you're saying? I miss Tony Deppen, says William Bruno. So do I. I think his level of wrestling would have been fun, especially in this Saturday match. Anakin, great job finding the hard cam. I feel that connects with audiences. And I've wondered why more GCW wrestlers, when, like they get up on that chair to celebrate, don't stare directly into the hard cam also. Like, it gives a feeling of here's the party, and it also acknowledges the fans at home, like a little hello.
Sure.
And I always feel like, I'm always watching at home. Any acknowledgement makes me feel a part of it. Now, the wrestler can look up and look around, and he's going to see 150, 200.
Because, of course,
but if you look in the room,
don't play to the camera. Of course, I understand that. Play to the room.
Yeah. But I like that stare into the camera. Like, like I said, like, look what I fucking just did. You can only see that right here at GCW,
Sure.
And what I was saying was, you can connect with 200 fans live, 150 eyeballs live when you look around. But when you look into that camera, you're connecting with 30, 40, 50, 75,000 eyeballs.
Yeah.
Think about that, because you're a product. That's what this is. And I think that's a great way to boom, fans, camera, or camera, fans would be fantastic, because I'm telling you, as a watcher, I don't have to be a professional wrestler. I can be a professional fan and tell you when someone hits a move and they're staring right into that camera, they're like, I'm a badass and I know it. I like that. It makes me feel like my wrestler is a badass. And
you're absolutely right.
I drove that hard.
No, you're good.
Our winner here was Teriyaki. He pinned Logan. I wrote in here, this is the first time in almost 4.5 years where I can say that the Scramble was the weakest match on the card. My opinion only.
Compared to everything else that was given to us on this card, I understand why.
Yeah.
A couple notes about that is that the Anakin stapler spot, with everything that happened the night after, again, this being March in Atlantic City, and and if you can put 2 and 2 together, you get 7, and that adds up to TOS, and that leads to trouble, sacrifice, and all that. Little Steiner math, I wouldn't be shocked if he's in TOS at this point.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I made a fuck up. I'm like, I saw his shit. I thought that's what he was kind of saying, was I've always wanted to be in it, kind of thing. So I thought he must have been announced, and I just didn't see it.
And after that, and posting that, if there was only someone who had a death wish, come on,
right.
The other thing was Terry winning this one was sort of a foregone conclusion, considering that his original match for Sunday was supposed to be for the JCW belt.
Bingo. Yep. He was going to get a feature here. It made sense.
Yeah, it didn't matter what happened during the match. It was always going to be Terry winning it, but it's Scrambles are not about who wins it. It's about who has the big gasp spot during it.
That's what the Scrambles really used to be, more than anything, was who's going to steal the match from who.
It was literally, this is the gifts. These are all the gifts from the show come from the Scramble. And it's lost some of that.
That's what I was getting ready to get at, is I feel like the oomph that Scrambles used to have. And again, I feel like the heyday of Scrambles was like 20, when the Ninja Mac years, the Zane years, those years were fantastic. And I've said it before, like there's a bunch of people that want to be on GCW. The young guys should be damn near, I'm not saying literally, but damn near killing themselves to make a name and be on there. And that's also because there's a history of people on those Scrambles making a name for themselves, either at GCW or outside of GCW later. Where's the sense of urgency? This match actually had less urgency, I think, than all the other matches, and that makes no sense. And again, this is just my opinion, and a lot of people might not.
No, I see where you're coming from with that, and
nice to see you, Matt.
And I can definitely say that, and like it's again, wine tasting where power of suggestion. I can see what you mean by that. That there wasn't that bang 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 urgency that some other Scrambles have had. Of course, ups and downs, letting a moment breathe. But no, I see what you mean by that.
Yeah, just the lack of urgency. I mean, like looking for Scramble stars.
I mean, the ups and downs, like having that moment where Anakin's just staring down the barrel of the camera with a staple gun in his hand. Of course, you're going to let that breathe, and you're not going to have quick in, quick out Scramble stuff happening during that. But there was that, you could catch a breath between every moment, between every spot during that Scramble.
That's because I feel like the Scrambles now in the last at least 6 months, especially, have just evolved into quick singles. Me and you go in, let's do this. Okay, next guy slides in, gets the winner of that last one.
That's always sort of been like,
bro, there's 6 motherfuckers. You're trying to get your name over. Fucking fight on the outside. Get your name on the outside. Get your name on the, I don't give a shit. Okay, look, I've got 9 minutes to share with 5 other motherfuckers. If I'm going to sit there and act like I'm hurting, I'm wasting my time. At least interact with the guy next to you. Do something, because that guy in the ring and his opponent right now are eating your time. So, I mean, you need to be talking shit to the fans. You need to be selling your personality.
Yeah.
Go do something amazing. Take one of the guys that are right there and be like, dude, I'm going to throw you into these fucking chairs. We need to keep rolling. We need to keep some attention on us. I mean, it's nice to be complimentary, but there's 6 people in that fucking fight. This isn't singles, like straight up singles.
Oh, I see that.
And the heyday of scrambles was not just single. There was a lot of extra shit going on.
That's always been I'm not gonna say that hasn't happened for years and years, but you think it's happening more and more.
I think this singles portion of the scramble has happened more. I feel like, yeah. You have 5 guys. You have 4 guys acting half dead on the side of the ring in minute 1 or 2. Why one guy slides in and he basically Scramble has become king of the hill, and I don't want that as much. I want to see a scramble.
All right.
Again, personal opinions. Some people aren't going to like it. It's okay, but I feel like scrambles have become king of the hills, and then towards the very end, they do a couple moves that they thought of together.
They do like a Tower of Doom spot or something.
There's always a tower every 5 shows, and yeah. So creativity matters, and urgency can be seen. We can see right through wrestlers' efforts. If they have effort and urgency, we can see right through it. And we can tell when a wrestler knows he's on his shit and hit his marks because he'll be confident. We can smell confidence also. And again, you don't need to be a professional wrestler to be, we can smell it. Like, we can see right through it. And that's why fans are so rough on GCW wrestlers. And that's why we reward the ones that put that effort in. Don Freeze is going over like crazy because he's putting that effort in. I don't know how many guys can put their foot above their head fucking 12 times a match, but I know he can. Kip ups 2-3 times a match. He's on kip ups. He's coming off the top rope onto the floor.
Dazzles.
Yeah. So I'm just being fair. Why he's out there doing that and getting that pop, you're sitting on the side waiting for him to finish his little singles match in there. Like, fuck King of the Hill, and stop being so complimentary to each other. I don't know. Again, I'm angry. I don't know. old. I'm trying to polish the fucking
old
ball.
Man yells at cloud. Again.
I know that there's better that they can do. Why not push them? This is just like my son. If I know he's capable of doing this, and this, and he's only meeting level 2, I'll give him a kick in the ass to get to level 4.
Sure.
That's how it is. And I'm not the end all say all, just an opinion. Yep. Here we go. Tim, old man yells at the scramble. I think that's where I'm at right now. Anything else in this scramble? We'll move the hell on.
It was a scramble.
It was what it was. He said, damn it, Frankie beat me to it. It was.
Listen, when it comes to Simpsons wrestling references, I enjoy them. Yes, you will get them. All right.
Yeah, and nobody did bad whatsoever. It's just nobody made me walk away and go, damn, that's amazing. Except for, I think Don Freeze was the one who touched it the most.
It wasn't greater than the sum of its parts.
Agreed. Our next match was a death match. Mr. Danger versus Jimmy Lloyd. This was 9 minutes and 45 seconds, and it felt a lot longer than that in a good way. Like,
agreed.
It felt like a thick book, and it wasn't very thick. Lloyd was out first. I'm hoping to see hardcore Jimmy in top form. I can't ignore the danger chance. Fans see he's giving 110%. He walked to the ring with a barbed wire covered ladder that got used early and often throughout the match. We also saw light tubes, bundles, gussets, glass panes, and a Tokyo tower. Gussets were the weapons that really opened up both Jimmy and Danger here, though. Mr. Danger posing and staring into the camera after a big spot is engaging to fans at home. We already talked about that. I also don't mention enough of how he brings an aerial attack to deathmatch, not often seen. I think Lloyd was calling this match. Great spot where Jimmy and Danger rolled to the outside and onto a combined glass door bridge. That was pretty dangerous. Huge spot with Danger being flipped onto and through a Tokyo tower. That could have been very, dangerous. Danger then jumped off the top rope, kicked glass tubes into Jimmy's chest, sending him through a pane of glass. Danger follows with a destroyer, piles all the tubes on top of Jimmy, launches off the top rope with an impressive Phoenix splash, and crashes a ton of glass onto Jimmy Lloyd. Our winner in this one was Mr. Danger. I think even after those notes, you can see like they packed so much substance into less than 10 minutes.
You said confidence less than a few minutes ago. Danger showed so much more confidence in his own deathmatch abilities in this one than previous matches where we've talked about it. And I don't think you can't deny that putting him up against Jimmy probably helped with some of that.
Look at all these things coming in on Jimmy now. He said, did anyone think Jimmy had a snowball's chance in hell in that match? No. Winning? Probably not, because essentially winning and losing kind of don't matter. It's really about making Danger go over.
It's a March death match in Atlantic City. It was kind of an audition for the person that doesn't usually have a death match to go to TOS.
This show was setting up TOS and Collective. Like there was so much going on here that this was also a good show, because maybe there were just some engaging stories and some video packages, and then you add the wrestling on top. Like I said, if this was my GCW every weekend, boy, would I be happy. Boy, would I be happy.
You would be able to make a meal out of that every
you'd probably get more asses in seats if your wrestling matches were full of quality wrestling and your death matches were full of quality death matches.
There's nothing to say against a bar wrestling. There's no story. It's dumb fun. Come get shit faced and watch violence on a Saturday night type thing. But that's for your standing. That's for your standing third Saturday of the month type show in some watering hole in some whatever town. This is not GCW. Is not that fed.
Gotcha. All right, so I know the Orenvite match with Danger had more weapons, but as a wrestling match with struggle and storytelling, this one was better. I felt like this was a nice bounce back from that match in January. As an opponent, Jimmy did a better job, and Danger expressed himself here, told a better story. I wrote kudos to both men. There were TOS and Danger chants. Jimmy puts over Mr. Danger, says he's going to vouch for him to get a spot in TOS. I honestly wish he'd just say, that spot is yours. Like, just get it out there. Like Vipress, just boom. Like, hey, we're stacking the card.
There was a graphic right away.
As it should be. I was actually saying that after Jimmy said something, it would have been cool that Brett said yes by going, fuck yeah, here's the graphic, dude. We got you.
There was a graphic, if I remember, right after it.
Danger spoke about what people say online negatively about him or Jimmy. I agree. Danger, and especially others, don't focus on that stuff ever. Not us or anyone else whatsoever. Everyone's going to have their own opinion. And again, if you are going to listen to opinions, whether it gets you upset or happy, my recommendation is, if you're going to take anyone from me, just keep working hard. What you're doing is working. You're securing a spot at GCW, and you don't have to be any more than trying your best, and you'll continue to get better. The fans are behind you. You're the type that people want to get behind. Just keep trying and find your motivation in positive things, not negativity, because then you're focusing on that instead of the good reasons why you're healing your wounds. Don't make your healing of wounds about others. Make them about yourself. There is an opinion that I hope you carry with you, sir.
Well said.
GCW replays the video of Marko Stunt's introduction to GCW. Marko comes out, has his shoes and fanny pack with him. Emil presents a big card with everyone's signatures. Marko says his words. KJ comes out. He says some words. He kind of had some good acting in there. He hit the feels a couple times. Out comes Sam, then drops Marko on his head. Sam is now heel. Thoughts on chapter 2 of the Sam and KJ story? What do you think about Sam turning heel?
Rikishi driver. Holy shit, that Rikishi driver.
Looked like he broke his fucking neck. It was perfect. In a good way.
Absolutely. Why, Sam? Why? Why, Sam? Why?
I had a fan get up, a listener. I don't even know if they were really a listener. It was a person with the word "but" in their name, and they had 2 followers. But they were actually mad because I put "Why, Sam? Why?" And they go, "Well, it's not. It sucks to not hear an independent podcaster." I'm like, that's definitely not one of our listeners. Especially tonight. We spent a good chunk of the night trying to put a little whooping down on things to hope for the better. So
Yeah.
2 listeners, and was really upset. I'm like, damn, someone must have just made a thing for that.
Splinter,
felt love.
that driver looked way safe. Yes. You know that I know that you know that we know that they know that we know that, everybody knows. But
Marko,
that video still got what, north of 4 million views on Twitter?
As it should.
Yeah.
Good for them. Yes, this is what you want. In the world of social media, that's exactly what you want right there. Yeah, Matt fucking Brown. Good to see you, Matt. Why the hell did Sam turn? Couldn't have had him say a little something on Sunday to explain?
They did cut a Twitter promo about it.
Yeah, there was one behind KJ.
But I don't think it got put on TV. And it basically amounted to, okay, so I'm going to separate this into 2. There was a Twitter promo where Sam was with KJ, and they're talking about how Sam was like, I need to provide for my family, blah, blah, blah. I'm only going to do that, with KJ because I need money. Fuck that. And then on Sunday, KJ turned it into a You People proxy by promo. You People promo by proxy. Words are fucking hard, John.
Hey, let me tell you something. First of all, brother, before you think or say anything else, we are live. We're doing damn good. I mean, really. And we're making mistakes because we're people, man. Don't be hard on yourself. I'm still learning this. You're doing great.
Yeah, but on Sunday, KJ turned it into a You People promo by association, which is, every time I hear You People, I just, oh boy, a You People promo, drink, that's.
Oh, the You People is just like that's like the cheap heel,
the cheap heel go to.
Cheap. You People. When I hear You People, I'm like, okay, I'm out. There's got to be a better way,
Yeah.
You folks always do. You know what? He should have said, You People. Thank you so much, Splinter. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And a heel turn can be great for reinventing yourself, guys like KJ Ursobin. And I think that's what's going on here. Everybody knows Sam
they
and
were
KJ
talking about getting matched
friends
on Twitter today. So,
yeah. KJ being a cheap heel makes sense. Okay, I want chat to respond right now. Very soon we're going to need a new set of tag team champs. Do you think that Sam and KJ might be tag team champions, or at least strong contenders for the tag team championship?
I think they're the.
That was great, by the way. He said my neck and my back. I mean, come on, like you're asking for it. Not next, says Reed. Anyone else?
They're good threats at it, if anything. At least they're a credible threat to it, if not the next one.
Reed saying Unsigned and Don't Care could be up there.
Yeah.
Now I'm being fair, Reed. Or no? Yeah. Right here. Sorry. I really think Unsigned and Don't Care. I think they're still new on the block. To really take the torch and run with it's really rough. But I'm always trying to figure out who's going to be able to take the torch and run with it, and how many teams do we have that we know the 2.
And it's like Unsigned.
Like Bang and Matthews are decent, but I just don't see them as GCW champs, or at least not yet. They're
not yet. Yeah.
Yeah, little things like that. I'm just trying to figure out. The team with Teriyaki and oh damn.
Are they called Top Team?
Top Team. I could see Top Team at least being solid challengers. Absolutely. Charles Mason and Dr. Redacted was William Bruno's idea. I still think that there's a great idea out there with Dr. Redacted and Cruel. You would have the Doctor and his monster.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just coming up with dumb punny tag teams now.
No. I actually think that's a legit one that could come into something if they needed it. Yeah. Okay. I just wondered if these guys would be good contenders, and I think they're good contenders. Could they hold the championships? With KJ's mouth, yes. I think the problem would be finding contender, finding opponents for them. A lot of these tag teams on the indies are kind of smaller guys. Who's going to take on Sam and KJ?
You got to have another, 2 hosses. Yeah. You got to have 2 hosses take that down.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy there. All right, on to our next match, the GCW World Championship, Atticus Cogar versus Slade. Excuse me. This match had doors covered in various items, barbed wire, cans, tacks, and tack-covered bats. Slade had some solid chants out there. Atticus had his people too, but I won't discount the fuck Ohio chants. They were extremely strong. What's that?
Sorry to go back to the whole Marko stunt. Absolutely, we both called it right away. That it's absolutely so. It kind of ended on a downer note.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of ended flat. It really didn't, have an ending. And then we're getting a graphic saying that Marko's going to answer the challenge in LA. So I mean, obviously, it's leading to probably Sam versus Marko at Collective.
I'm thinking maybe there's a tag team opportunity because Marko's partially injured. He might need a friend. Who do you think his friend should be? Up, Haas. Oh, he's speaking English and speaking caveman right now. Speaking beast.
Yes, Husk.
Love you, man. Good to see you tonight.
Like I said, KTV. Like, bring it full circle with KTV.
We'll see what happens there.
So,
well, I mean,
oh yeah, Jungle Boy,
Beastman. Okay, so that's the name that has come up quite a bit in circles, especially like the smarter circles, is they're saying that Jungle Boy is a good idea. But we'd have to pull him away from AEW, correct? And that may be the difficult part.
Yeah, or it could be Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, or Jungle Jack Perry's. Forgive me. Is he back to Jungle Jack Perry, or is he just Jack Perry again? Forgive me. I've been a bad TV watcher.
I haven't been watching lately too much off and on, but I haven't seen him on when they do. So I don't know. Oh, look, Havoc Pro is in here. It's been a little bit, Havoc. Good to see you tonight.
Hey, how's it going?
I don't know. I'm not drawing a lot of names. I was just trying to pay attention
Jungle
to
Jack. Okay, he's back to Jungle Jack Perry. Okay.
Interesting. Huh. All right. So
no. Yeah, Havoc's been here. He's just been on his YouTube rather than his Twitter gimmick.
Okay. Yeah, because that I was feeling lonely over here. Marko should tag team with Brett. Honestly, I think I'm still going to stick to this. I still think Brett Lauderdale is actually Ninja Mac just in the costume. I think Ninja Mac and Brett are actually the same person. And I'll be honest with you.
Actually ever seen Ninja Mac and Brett in the same room.
Bingo. So I'm going to stick to that. I really think that's still a possibility. That might just be Brett out there and he just doesn't want to take any heat if he, no, I don't know if it can be Emil. I'm sorry. Shouldn't have laughed that hard on that one. All right. Yeah, back to Atticus and Slade here. The Slade had some solid chants. I was talking about fuck Ohio. The match opened with both dumping thumbtacks onto the mat. Slade took the fighting. It ended up going outside almost immediately. I'm going to fast forward. Once back in, Slade got put through those tacks and a bunch got stuck in his back. There was a split crowd between New Champ and Fuck That Chance. I really enjoyed hearing that one.
I love that split chant. That's one of my favorites.
Slade got a barbed wire door stomped in his back, then followed up with a brain hemorrhage into it. And the next moment, he's looking like a porcupine as Atticus stick skewers into his head. Slade's answer was slamming Atticus onto the barbed wire door.
Listen, I had a hit tweet pop off with that "Who wore it better" tweet.
Our finish in this one, Slade took a brain hemorrhage into that barbed wire door and covered for the win. Our winner and still GCW World Champion Atticus Cogar. Thoughts on this one?
This soon to Collective, we didn't expect a championship to change over. It was a fun, if not super memorable, death match. I mean, sorry, that sounds terrible when I say that out loud, but it's there was a lot of shit happening, and this wasn't my first choice for a match of the night. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha. TOS chance for Slade. I thought that was and wasn't a surprise. GCW's really been pushing Slade, and holding back his personality has made his promos more fun when he gets to show it a little bit.
Like I've said that previously, like when he can smile and crack that sadistic smile during a tag team deathmatch with Bear, he's a different person.
So I want to talk about this, and I want people in chat to answer this question also, if you could, please. Who is your next GCW World Champion? If that belt were to be dropped in the next, however, who would be your choice? I'm kind of curious on who you would have. We have one on Bear right now. I'll tell you who Jim Cornette would go for. Jim Cornette would actually say, why don't you have it on Bear? Because given he's a complete package. I actually put mine on Bear also. Screwball has Cole Radrick. He's got that golden ring.
He still has his money in the bank, yeah.
Reed says Cole would be awesome. Ishmael, of course, KJ Orso. I do see that.
3 names. That's all we have there. In the entire chat is 3 names. That kind of tells you something there. Yeah.
Now the other thing was, because we've talked about it before though, what about a transitional champion? Does everybody feel that their picks would make for a good transitional champion, or just a GC? Because for me, I feel like Bear is a great world champion.
Bear would be a long-term champ, would be like your headlining champ. Yes. KJ would probably be a good transitional.
How long would you have him hold it for?
A month with 3 defenses.
So just for fun, if I put it on KJ, I would make Sam the enforcer.
Yeah. I mean,
and again, that might be what Sam's going to be in this tag team with him and KJ.
Very true.
Possible. Yes, Gage has been announced at the 2300. Really looking forward to that.
I don't think we're going to get. We're not going to see Gage with a 3rd championship. I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of his recent work, but let me tell you, man, he looks in great shape.
I'm very happy for him, obviously.
Same.
But I don't think
Nick Gage transitional though, not transition. Like just like you said with KJ, give him like 1 month, 3.
Okay.
Or do you want to maybe, or do you want to maybe keep him in check? I saw Clown here with Rat. A lot of people are looking at Cole. I think people miss Cole. I think that's a possibility is what's going on here.
He still has an active brass ring. So
he's also active on, what's he active on? Trying to think of the name of it.
Twitch.
He's always playing video games and shit. Yeah, on Twitch. Always.
Yeah.
Nick doesn't need a belt anymore. He's bigger than the belt, in my opinion. William is correct.
That's true.
You just be throwing chocolate on chocolate kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's just, we already got the taste. There's no reason to pile extra on top. It would just spill over and almost be a waste to all the other ice creams that need a little chocolate on it. No. Let's see here. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I would like to see Cole come back sometime soon.
Just a surprise return, cashing in the brass ring. Whatever building that. No, Cole got the brass ring in Philly Collective, I believe.
It was a while. No, it wasn't the last carousel.
It was Philly Collective.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually heel Joey season. We'll talk about that. We have notes about heel Joey.
Yeah,
the collective is on the way, and it's heel Joey season.
The leaves are starting to turn. The blooms are coming in. That means it's time for Joey to turn heel for 6 weeks.
And it's great that we mentioned that, because Joey actually cuts a promo on Brody Lee Jr. and his mama saying that they are fearing Joey Janela. So yeah, heel Janela is in full bloom right now. It's always fun to see. we get those 80s style like yelling promos that are right up my alley. I like watching those.
Yes, Trent. Brass Ring is essentially GCW's Money in the Bank, which is why I've kind of said that way.
And the rules are primarily similar. It's just not as fun to hit him with the ring as it is with an entire case.
Yeah, it's fair.
On to our next match. This was our main event, GCW's Ultra Violent Championship, Otis Cogar versus Conor Claxton. I don't know how many were knowledgeable on who Claxton was, but after this match, people realized he was no joke. Anyone who watched our show on the 13th, that preview show, knows that he has a little bit of a pedigree there and a history at GCW.
I think that it's just that the last time, not the last time, but probably the last, when Conor was in GCW more frequently, that's an entire generation ago of fans. Like, there's this rule in comic books and in professional wrestling to a lesser extent, but more or less, that the entire audience will turn over in 7 years, because if comic books were primarily marketed to 8 to 15-year-old boys back in the day.
Yep.
So you could repeat the same story with similar beats and different, minute points after about 7 to 8 years. And just because the entire audience is flipped over, and even me, I don't have much to go on with Conor just because he was before my time.
And that's fair. I was surprised when I looked him up.
There just wasn't that much of a buildup of him besides just announcing him.
Yeah, I don't think commentary really, and it's an oversight, but I don't think commentary sold him enough to realize that he actually is a threat to that UV. You might not have seen him, and maybe he's not, but he's better than you thought he was when he walked out there. I mean, that's really the only thing. He's earned it through so many years. It would have been nice to talk him up just a little bit. Like, here is why Conor was chosen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, see someone, Splinter said here, CC for TOS, William CC for. So we'll talk about that later, but the respect level for him was much higher on Sunday than it was for Saturday, after they saw this tough motherfucker was willing to damn near kill himself for all of us.
Yeah.
This was Otis' 5th UV title defense. Otis started with a barbed wire whip like a cat of nine tails. Conor got his turn immediately after. That weapon is nasty. Tubes started flying next. Tons of dust fills the terminal. Claxton took some serious glass across his head and back. Out comes Otis' razor. He puts it in Claxton's mouth while his head is dripping blood. Otis is mocking Tremont, going, ha, ha. Blood splattered on the camera lens, created one hell of a view there. Conor got thrown into glass and answered with a clothesline. They devolve into audible headbutts. You could hear.
Can confirm, audible.
Yeah, it's like when you get two kids that just want to do that, and then they go clunk, and then that you get that weird feeling in the back of your nose and it all hurts and shit. Conor got thrown into glass and answered with a clothesline. Yes. Claxton makes his way to a scaffold below as a glass trellis, among other things. He goes through it, damn near kills himself, misses all but one board on the bottom. Only a handful of people chanted holy shit initially, and I wrote in here why.
Because everybody else was holding their phones up to get their videos for their Instagram accounts.
Correct. And finally, there was a small Conor Claxton chant, but I really felt that should have been way longer, because I think in any other time with any other fans, they would have really popped a lot harder.
Insert my jaded AC fan rant from before, because I'm done talking about that right now. So,
well, I always say, like, when someone has a big pop, right? When the fan, or I'm sorry, when they have a big spot and the fans pop, I call that front end. But if they have earned their respect, and like Sunday, Conor came out with a little bit of more oomph behind him, and I call that back end. So that's like the back end. People actually look back at it and went, shit, man, this motherfucker's no joke what he did for us. Yeah, he was a big part of CZW back in the day. He was a winner of, I can't remember what championship, but he was the first one out there. Yeah, see, William said, I thought he broke his back on his way down during that big spot. Yeah, he missed all but one board. So that tells you usually the back of his head probably hit one of those stable boards. That and these are probably more people. They're probably worried about his fucking landing. Let's be honest, that's a fair thing to say right there.
True.
People are probably gasping, going, shit, is he okay? Because I'm sure there was probably a sound when he thumped on the floor.
We should kind of qualify that. When there's these big fuckery pile spots, when they go through everything square and clean and everything breaks, we all go, oh, holy shit, oh my God, he's dead. But then when shit like this, where he overshoots the landing and he actually lands awkwardly and misses half of it, then we go, oh, is he actually okay? Like, is the actor okay, not the character?
Yeah, it's fun till it's not. Like, when it's fun until someone starts to really, like, if someone cracks their head, and then you're like, okay, this was fun.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike? Good to see you
Mike?
tonight. Yeah, follow Mike if you get a chance over there. He takes a ton of pictures and he does a really good job. Okay, yeah, our ending here, you could kind of see that Claxton was done, and they both just kind of get into the ring and go, you know what?
Let's just go.
It's over. Let's end this. Yeah, our winner and still GCW Ultraviolent champion Otis Cogar. That's when music starts playing. Otis stands tall in the ring. Conor's laying on the apron. Tremont's music's playing and he comes out. Atticus comes out to assist his brother. Tremont is now standing 2-on-1, and that's when Napier hit Matt from behind with a 2 bundle. The beatdown begins. Matt gets taped to the ropes. Murdoch and Vipress come out for the save. Vandal leave to the ringside, staring into the ring. Tremont said he's done talking. Basically, Napier's dead. And that's how they had left that and closed the show that night. So yeah, that was it for GCW's Ashes to Ashes from the Showboat in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Do you have any other thoughts on that one?
No, it's the ending where it just kind of went like they went through the big pile of fuckery and then they just finished it up. I'm like, yeah, okay.
There you go. The CZW Medal of Honor champion.
Okay.
Yeah. And Splinter makes another great point, and I stand corrected. It was 10 foot on almost concrete. Like, ugh. That's.
I mean, you're not gonna land on that good anyway. You land on it, but
yeah. I'll just stay in the eyeball field. I'll stay away from that kind of work.
Yeah.
All right then. You don't need to take a break, or you do need to take a break before we go into our next.
I think we should take a cookie. And
okay. A forewarning, it's gonna be the leprechaun cookie, which it was okay. Okay, good. It's just once it got into that second or third minute, I'm like, oh, this music's getting me a little. For those who were a little annoyed, sorry. For the rest of us, this show was normally going to be on Tuesday. We turned to Wednesday, but I already put work into making a little video, so y'all are going to see it. I will see you.
Which is why all the bars are green tonight. So there's that.
Thank you. Yeah, and the rest are red because that's how it goes. Give us 3 minutes and 4 seconds. We'll see you back soon. Take care. Safe to say that leprechaun had a bad fucking day, huh?
That's the last you have to hear that shit until next year. So,
Yeah. I almost I'll try to find something different, but I thought it was pretty cool. It's just when you get 2-3 minutes in, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I kind of got the rhythm, but I like the music. I thought it was nice. So on to our next show, GCW So Much Fun, again from the Showboat in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This was the Sunday show. My first note, I think fans were quieter this day than on Saturday. Is that just me as a viewer?
There was less people in the room on Sunday too.
Okay, so there was a difference there.
Yeah.
And then let's get into it now. We were talking about how there was the intermission, then the promo, then deathmatch setup, and it kind of got down on the crowd a little. Can you kind of maybe talk about that a little bit more?
In past shows where there's been a talker where the heels just come out and just, cut 5-10 minutes just saying, fuck you, fuck everybody, fuck this, fuck that, while they're setting up the next match. We got an intermission, then a talker. True. We could have been hungover.
A lot of hangover.
But then they didn't even start the deathmatch prep until KJ was done. So.
Now, So you think they probably should have started bringing stuff out while he was talking? And
absolutely.
And I mean, they could have brought it out in the first couple minutes, and I mean, he could have killed that tie. So you could have killed two birds with one stone. Okay, it would have made sense. Do you feel that setup would have taken away from his attention, getting the attention from fans, or
not really?
Yeah. Okay. A lot of people are saying this is a recovery day, and you're right. And I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, cause you're there, our AC, like Sunday AC shows are what, like 70%, 65% of what a Saturday show would be attendance wise?
That's a fair assessment. Yeah. I definitely put in that, because there are people who will just drive down for that Saturday clusterfuck, pardon that turn of phrase, for that Saturday, show. Cause the Saturday show is always the show. And then Sunday's just kind of a, also there sometimes. But there's also some weekends where, like Sunday, I prefer the Sunday show better than the Saturday show. But I think this weekend, like as it was like the first weekday back in AC in 5 months, I think everyone was ready to go to that Saturday show and just, beat it out of town after that. So
I'm with William here. I do feel like the Saturday shows have a little bit bigger names or better booking.
Mm-hmm. Not to say that there are some one-offs on Sundays that are just like out of nowhere pulls, but it's this one was definitely, I think Saturday was the bigger of the two shows.
Well, then I'll mention this real quick here also. John Mosley and Veda on commentary. I wanted to say that they have been doing a great job now for quite a while. We've seen Veda, I think, a little more, and Mose actually same thing more. And I mean, he's really traveling with GCW now. He's doing a great job.
Absolutely. He's becoming like, we argued that we needed a more stable commentator rather than like, okay, who do we have that can talk on the mic tonight? Where he's been a more consistent voice, and we've needed that.
Consistency is key. Let me tell you, yeah. Absolutely. I won't go deep into that. That's some psychology thing. Let's go to our first match. Marcus Mathers versus Ryan O'Neal.
Marcus in the opener both nights.
That was my first night. No, actually, yeah, he opened both shows that weekend. Did you want to say something about that, or
no? I just realized that.
Yeah.
That I guess they wanted that high flyer, TV ready face that Marcus has to get the energy up both nights.
I think that's usually your classic is you'd have like a young team or two young guys out there to open the show, high energy, and Marcus fits that.
Either the lucha or like, the tag going on first. And this is the closest we had to lucha this weekend.
It went way over my head that we didn't even have lucha this weekend. Wow. I didn't even, that's weird too, because
we were very deathmatch heavy, but which
Trent saying
probably
this match may have stole the show for him. I think I have a couple in mind. I don't know about this one, but I do find it interesting there. Yeah, Screwball said no gringo.
yeah, no gringo.
There you go. Marcus is one of the most classiest dudes on the road.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Hell yeah. Both were given strong ovations coming out. Marcus opened both of those shows. O'Neal had fans there, and it looked like it included a combo, a little friends and family. They were vocal. That always helps. It's nice to travel with your people.
Yep.
After watching for months, I'd have to say it's safe to say that Ryan has adopted the Cleopatra. I like that little shout out to his dude there. Well, I don't to his brother. Both men fight into the crowd, right? And Ryan was slapped off a chair in front of his loyal fans. I thought that was a nice touch that him and Marcus decided to go out there for that.
Yeah, they ran right out to the crowd on that one.
Yeah, you notice it was targeted right there near all those red flying Ryan shirts. Come on, man. If you had the choice, you'd do it too. I liked it. Come on, you know what I mean?
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm not shitting on it. I'm just pointing it out.
Exactly. It was a good wrestling match between two younger guys. Ryan is still very new to this, and to a trained eye, I could see a few things, but fans probably would see very little, if anything at all. But same thing, it's kind of expected when you're a younger guy doing your thing. You are opening a show for GCW, the largest independent out there. Adrenaline's running high. You're off to go to the races with fucking Marcus Mathers. I mean, come on. So our winner in this one was Marcus Mathers. Brett gave him 10.5 minutes to go, and they filled the time well. Yeah. But again, it's just two younger guys, and Ryan is still getting him what's a good word for it? Making his way out there. And he's same thing with Danger, like he puts in 100% effort. We see it and we appreciate it. Anything else on this one?
Not of note. I mean, good wrestling, but I mean, there was a lot of other stuff on the card that kind of like I can't really pick out that moment in that match. I mean, I think John, you know what I'm saying. Like it was a pretty steady match. Besides, like I said, that dive to the outside. I don't think there was that much in this one.
I think everything is as good as you're gonna. You know what I mean? I liked it.
Yeah.
I think for what it was, it did well. I've seen much less out of people with way more time on their hands. You know what I mean? We've seen some things.
We're not saying much, but we're saying a lot when we say.
Yeah. All right, on to our next match: Joey Janela versus Mr. Danger. Same thing here as I can't remember what previous match before, but for only a 9-minute match, they really stuck a lot into this one. Danger had a good reception coming in, especially after that performance on Saturday. He's wrapped up pretty good. I like to call it his Sunday wrappings. His second day, he's always wrapped up pretty heavy, especially after those heavy day ones. I get it. In the middle of Danger's announcement in ring by Emil, Joey runs from the back and attacks him. Frank?
Is this the only hot start we had all weekend?
I think so. I can't tell you off the top of my head if there was someone else that really... I don't want to look too deep into it or I'll end up taking a bunch of time.
Of course, yeah. No, it's fine.
Yeah. Huh. Joey Lobster Money Janela. Oh, yeah, man. No, William said Ryan earned a home here.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm with you. Oh, yeah. And like I said, effort matters a lot. And he is 100% on the right track. He's got a Jordan Oliver style body, which means he's going to beef up and widen out. He's going to get a little taller. See what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sandman.
But this match What's up? This match was purely to set up Joey and Brody.
Oh yeah.
There was a little bit of trying to push Danger on this one, but I think the main focus of this match was just Joey being a dick going into spring break.
It's that time of the year, isn't it?
You're right. It's like, yep. It's look at the time. It's Joey turns heel time.
I love it. So Danger with a tope onto Joey, then hits his pose. Danger, if you're listening, pose into that camera, connect with the audiences at home. This is the season of Evil Joey, like we were just saying earlier, who spent this match working Danger's injured leg. I think there may have been some damage there, or Danger is one hell of an actor, but Danger would counter something and appear to get the upper hand, but that leg would hinder him from getting in any quality offense.
Yeah.
Our finish here, Danger kicked Janela out of midair. His leg gave way on offense, and Joey wrapped up Danger with the sharpshooter nonetheless. Our winner in this one was Joey. Again, only 9 minutes long, but how'd you feel about this one?
The finish was like, again, it's just, this was more just to sell Joey as like, oh, Joey's a shithead again. Just, holding that. I honestly thought we were going to get like a reversal finish where it's like, oh, Joey held in the sharpshooter so long, the ref decided to reverse to DQ him after the fact, but this was, also there was a little bit of Terry, just Terry making the save on this one too.
Okay, so we'll get to that here. Yeah, Joey kept that sharpshooter locked in until a Terry save. That's where you're saying he's beefing up that heel character there.
Yeah.
Teriyaki challenges Joey after spring break and will show Joey what a real bad boy is. That's huge.
That's really big.
Yeah, Teriyaki's out here calling a shot. And not only that, like a month down the road or more. I find that interesting.
Trying to do the math on where this match would end up.
I would say a Southern date. I don't have Cage Match in front of me, and I don't think Cage Match goes that far back, but not Atlanta. That Atlanta hasn't been the hottest for GCW, so yeah. I'm trying to figure where.
Maryland. That could be a Maryland.
Well, I mean, Teriyaki travels, so.
Or it could be even a 2300 match.
I really hope at 2300 it's not about putting over young talent, like having those type of matches, but just putting over GCW as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be curious. Terry's gonna swim. Like Terry's gonna swim. It doesn't matter. It's a matter of when and how. For him, I think he's got a great look. He grew the hair back, so now he's got all his superpowers back. Mm-hmm. He's in a good position, I think. This is part of that youth initiative I think Brett was talking about, where he wants to start building younger stars. Mr. Danger, him. That's where we're going with this.
Ryan.
Oh yeah. Flying Ryan's in there. Flying's our high flying guy. I really like that we have somebody willing to go to the second balcony on things sometimes. I like looking at venues and going, okay, where's he going to jump from?
We need to bring him back to the mall and have him jump off the balcony at the mall.
Oh shit. Second, third, or fourth balcony.
Yes.
Yes. Just to kind of bring it back in here for a second, there was a video after this match where they were showing Effie crashing out at multiple shows and matches. It was kind of just a little in-betweeny thing going on here. Our next match, GCW's Tag Team Championship. Bustah and the Brain versus the team of Don, Freeze, and Ruckus. Freeze and Alec started off with an impressive exchange. Don was showing off his agility early with those backflips and kip-ups. He had plenty of high-spinning kicks in this match. Ruckus and Oliver have an impressive exchange of their own. Ruckus was throwing high kicks as well. Freeze and Ruckus showed a team move. Maybe one of the first ones I've seen that they may have coordinated, but Ruckus had Jordan via Casadora. Freeze comes over, hits a DDT, and then Ruckus basically picks him up and then finishes with a choke slam. It's a beautiful set of moves. And I'll say it again, literally and figuratively, the GCW ring is almost too small for the agility and speed of Bustah and the Brain, especially when they get moving. There were a few moves where Ruckus used his veteran mind, took on both Bustah and the Brain at the same time, and even had a chance to attempt a pin on Jordan. Got the two and practically made both of them look silly in this little back and forth. Very well done. Fun work with cameras where Freeze hit a superplex and Jordan comes off the top for an immediate splash on Don. Ruckus hits something wicked that I don't even have a name for. It was some sort of a backflip. Don and Ruckus doing double razzle dazzles. We were kind of talking about that earlier. Mm-hmm. Our finish here, Don got isolated and Bustah and Brain started their flurry of offense. They hit the acid bomb for the cherry on top and got the pin. Our winners and still the GCW World Tag Team Champions, Bustah and the Brain. How'd you feel on this one, man?
I liked it more than I thought I was going to on paper. Because on paper, this looked like, oh, it's two random singles going up for the tag belts. Like we always see it, and these never happen. They worked so much better than just your standard throw together tag team for the tag team championship match you see. So you definitely see that Freeze is definitely in that Ruckus mold. And I want to see more of this tag team.
Nice. I'm with you. I actually like the fact that everybody listened and went, let's throw them together. And then the pants, the size, the height, the shape, the way they move, you're like, that could be his son. And now that's like but that could be his son. And someone would be like,
absolutely,
he's at least related. Like he could be a nephew or something.
They move very similarly when you actually put the two of them together.
Agree. Also right here, Sandman, thank you so much for your donation. That's very nice. So John on SM, I am. Oh, nice to see you. Okay. Yeah. Get in here more often when you get a chance. Very cool. He was bugging about Phoenix. I know nothing more on Phoenix right now. I know.
When's their next date?
I don't know yet. But I will say that I was saying that the next time they come back to Phoenix, I was thinking about going down there instead of LA just to kind of switch it up because because Raleigh's down there. He wanted me and Brant to come down and say hi sometime. I know Brant goes down there all the time. So let's see here. GCW has wrestlers from the past and current wrestlers. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Tim Dan. I like the veteran new guy kind of tag team there. And it says I only get 50 characters on the super chat. Can I post a photo op here? I don't
think you can. I don't think we're allowed to post links in the GCW chats.
Yeah, I don't think it'll like, I don't think they really do that, unfortunately.
Sorry.
No, so we already kind of talked about it. You kind of see Freeze and Ruckus as a tag team going forward. I look at it as, if anything, it preserves Ruckus for the long term. We get to still see a Ruckus match without him having to do all the work himself. Thanks Don Freeze for that, if you think about it. He said he'll send the photo, John. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll take care of that. What are the chances Bustah and the Brain wait until Collective to lose those titles?
It makes the most sense because how much longer are we going to have them before they go to TV full time?
Okay, here's the other one. If you were Brett, would you like to see those guys at least win at Collective than have them drop afterwards?
I think losing at Collective is more likely opportunity, right?
But that sucks too. You ever had a bunch of new people watch a show and then the heels win?
Who says it has to be heels? Who said it has to be heels that win it off them?
Good point. I got it, Rick. Thank you, sir. Oh, nice. Oh, he has an awesome picture of Joey Janela and Brody Lee Jr.'s hitting the stunner. That is it's a killer picture. I wish I could kind of put it up. That's all right. Thanks, Rick. That's actually awesome. I don't know if he put that up, but he should share that online. That's a killer fucking picture. Frank, you were saying that you're not a big fan of the belts?
No, it's just that there's so much damage on the belts. If you watch them come out from Sunday, you can see that purple lining is just falling off the back of those belts, where even where he has the belt over his chest like that, you can still see a flap of the purple lining falling down underneath of it. They just need to refurb the belts. It just doesn't look good. It's especially with, Mania coming up. But for all we know, they could be getting new belts. We could be getting new championship belts. I know nothing.
Well, it's very possible. You know how it is. Like right before you get new anything, you try to rock the old shit till the wheels fall off, and it sounds like the wheels may be slowly getting loose.
You're in the process of the wheels falling off. So
the fucking felt's falling off of it.
Yeah.
All right. Our next match was a tag team match. We had the team of John Wayne Murdoch and Vipress versus Vandal 48. I believe this one was Otis and Atticus. I wrote in my first note the obvious: Vipress is way over with AC fans. The fight here went to the outside almost immediately and broke down into 2 fights that only Game Changer World split screen could cover. Thank you so much for allowing that to be on there. Vipress had Otis over his head at one point. She's got a tremendous lower body strength for her size.
Yeah,
we mentioned that earlier.
Cool. That was fun.
Well, that's the other thing is I'm starting to notice that's one of their things is like picking big men up over there. I'm like, that's freaking impressive. Vandals tried to isolate Vipress repeatedly. Murdoch would come in and clean house several times. Vipress and Murdoch double dives to the Cogars on the floor. Out come glass and chairs. Vandal make a glass bridge. Otis has his razor and Atticus brings out the skewers. Sadly, they didn't even get used here. In our finish, Otis picks up Murdoch and they put him through the glass bridge for the win. Our winners here, the team of John Wayne, Murdoch, and Vipress. I'm going to ask you the same thing that I asked before. Is this a legit team that could also possibly take a championship for the tag team championship?
Yes, probably.
Good contenders at minimum.
Yeah. The one thing I have to say about this match was if you saw it in person, we were talking about the quietness of it. John Wayne Murdoch was doing his best house show taker impression on the apron this entire match. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna be the next tag team champ. I have to sit down and actually do the math of like how many tag teams do we have right now where we can say, this person's the likely person to take the belt off it next. This person could be further down the line.
Who can travel? That's actually the real answer. Which tag team can truly travel? There's a lot of regionals. Like I said, I like the New South guys, and I'm still not against Teriyaki and Mr. Danger putting something
Otis
together.
Cogar, let the record show I pinned the American Deathmatch champion.
That's true. That's
very true.
That's I wonder if that rides into something deeper.
Maybe.
Otis don't need it, but boy, would it make him better to get into a tussle like that with Murdoch.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. That's I like that one. That's good. He brought that one up because that's a dimension there. Man, I'm almost embarrassed. I'm pretty good with like catching and picking all that stuff. And yeah. Okay. After this match, KJ Orso comes out, says Sam is way better off now that he listened to KJ. The best way to be is to choose better like me, he said. He says Marko Stunt needs to know Fuego is dead and GCW is KJ's place now. Marko is a reminder of the mediocrity he saw around himself. He said Marko has 2 options. Number 1, sit at home, be a retired family man, be happy being an old semi-retired car salesman. Or number 2, meet him in the ring at spring break. And and that's when KJ left. And as KJ was leaving, he literally kicked the cane from underneath an older lady.
Why do you have to fucking me?
That's almost comic book, and I love it. That's true. That's true heel shit right there, but in a kind of a funny way.
And this was what I said before. This was the you people by association promo. And you peoples just do nothing for me. And you said it too. We'll just kind of tune out when we hear you people.
Well, it's one of those one. Okay, so I'll tell you how I've been tuning out lately, and maybe this is too deep, but I'll listen to MJF talk, and I know that it's just a mini Ric Flair, right? Well, a lot of the promos, it's my cars, my cash, and I'm sorry, but wrestlers have been doing this 70 or 80 years. They still have to remind us every time about their cars and their cash. If you're rich, it's implied. And if you are like poor rich, you talk about it all the time. Real rich people don't talk about their shit. They just have it and they show it. You don't have to, with my 19 cars, no shit. You mentioned your 19 cars last show. I got all this money. You mentioned all that money the last promo. Give me something new. So, I mean, that's how I see it. But again, I just think that even that I'm the rich guy is pretty cliche, unfortunately. But I like MJF. I do like MJF and I like what he does. I just think that also he's smart enough to challenge himself. to be a better upgrade of Ric Flair.
Reed
So,
Cooper saying MJF is poor rich. That's the point.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that was the whole thing. All right. On to our next match here. We had a 4-way death match. This was a banger. Bear Bronson, Beastman, Conor, Claxton, Dr. Redacted. First of all, this went 16 minutes, felt like 20 in a good way.
Much longer. Yeah.
In a good way. Again, here we are where this kind of has that brawl around the arena ECW style feel that I'm hoping we bring to 2300. All right. So Dr. Redacted's out first. He does his Nick Gage physical style entrance with everyone, which I love. He hits Marty.
Top of the night, by the way.
Really?
Absolutely.
See, I've talked about that. I put that on Twitter too, and everybody goes, well, you know, maybe you're no bullshit. I've tried to say it on here. All you have to do is open your ears. Who's over? Who's over? How's he not have his TOS already booked? Like, how?
Yeah.
You know, I don't see anything for him on Collective yet. How? Listen to your fans. Listen to the customers on that one. So yeah, Dr. Redacted out first. Let's see. He hits Marty from the side. I don't know if you saw this, but it sent him sideways. And as Marty flew sideways, it actually knocked out some chairs from behind the other guys right there. So Doc just keeps pushing, and you see like all the people to the left of you just falling ass over tea kettle. And you know,
I was in that pile. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that shit. I love it so much. That physical pushing back and forth, and that is a connection with the fans also. And you know, it's like when you see your friend you ain't seen for a while, you fucking hit him in the, you know, you like hit him in the arm, you just take a nice little punch here, there. Like, I think that's what it feels like, man. It's like, hey, nice to see you, push, you know. What got me here was that Redacted was already bleeding, and the other 3 guys haven't even come out. I
saw him. Yet. He was bleeding during intros. I'm like, what happened that he's already fucking cut open? Like
Sandman style, baby. That's what that is.
Oh my goodness. Like, I was wondering, like, how do you cut yourself open just punching yourself in the head on intros? I'm like, Doc.
That's like that Ric Flair punch where he's like, bam, 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 got him.
Yeah.
He didn't even have a ring to cut himself with, just straight up.
I think he just reopened a gusset from the night before or something.
Man. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe it was just a little gusset injury, like a puncture or something. That can happen. Beastman was out next, posed with the GCW flag. I was laughing at Beastman chasing Emil around the ring comically. Beastman also broke his bone. Conor came out third. There were huge Claxton chants. Conor got a hero's welcome after a crazy appearance the night before. Yeah, Bear also posed with the GCW flag. There were huge Bear chants. Beastman doing a little dance to all these guys. I don't know if anybody noticed. He was like doing a little.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Not very Beastman, but damn entertaining. And I like that a lot.
I think you mentioned him breaking the bone. That is such a visceral weapon to see him crack.
Thank you.
Bone like that.
And the noise even over the television was like pop. Like it was a great sound. I wish he saved that for a bigger match. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a great, just bam, bam spot. And he comes in with this fucking shard. Like, oh man.
Oh my goodness.
Conor gets cut immediately on the opening tube shot. Redacted was sent through a pane of glass. Claxton ate a huge bear choke slam, and we all go outside. Game Changer World Split Screen is back. I'm sorry. I mentioned that because when I'm watching at home and I see that like with my wife and stuff, we're always like, hey, I'm sorry as a fan. That's fucking cool. Violence is everywhere. Claxton played guitar and then broke it over Redacted's head. Beastman and Bear have an absolute rumble in the fans' chairs, then go out to the further parts of the show's area. I looked to the other side of the screen and Redacted had a gusset in his head. I didn't even see that had happened. This was just too much to cover.
Gussets just appear in Doc's head. You know this.
I've heard he'll sneeze and one falls out every now and then. So
yeah,
I know. You know, and he's come up to me and said, hey, what's that behind your ear? And then he has a gusset. I don't know how he does it. Conor and Redacted. Conor and Redacted especially are a bloody mess at this point, and the fighting switched then to Conor and Redacted they were fighting amongst the fan seats, and then somehow Beast and Bear were ringside. So they kind of switched fighting, and they did it perfectly. I could see this Beast and Bear match helping to get both on the same page for another singles match down the road, like a feeling out. I could see where sometimes a tag team can come in handy to allow someone like Bear and Beastman get a little more comfortable with each other, then put them on a singles after they've had a chance to low-key practice.
Yeah.
This match had so much insane shit that it felt like the match was made in a video game. Beastman had one of the big screen TVs and was beating people with it. We had barbed wire boards, chairs, trash cans, tubes, a broken bone, taco pinatas full of tacks, and more.
That was one of the most random things. Was he said, "I'm hungry," and then pulls a taco pinata full of tacks out of under the ring.
Reed Harris Cooper asked, did anyone see where Doc sprained his ankle in the match? No, I did not.
That was a previous injury he had. That was
Bingo.
a preventative thing. He was in a wheelchair because he was in Disney World, and Disney World is like 10 miles of walking a day. So that was a preemptive. I'm going to sit in a wheelchair and not fuck up my ankle more.
Dr. Poops Gussets. Here we are. Reed. That's my proctologist.
Oh, okay.
Violence is everywhere, but violence is also forever.
Forever, yes.
Great way to put it, man. Okay. Oh, yeah. I said because he was in a wheelchair after this. Was he in a wheelchair there at the venue?
He just posted Disney photos after this match from a week before.
I'll actually double that. Kenzie's been fantastic to me, my wife. She's the one that takes care of Redacted and keeps him in good health. Does a fantastic job with him. It's those people behind the scenes that make sure the people in front of the camera do their shit. And that's an angel for him. Yeah, good for the doc to take care of himself. Reed saying I should get a wheelchair for Vegas. Actually, what you should get is a blow-up bed so you can blow that thing up and just pass out where you want to, because everybody's going to be
pull a sleepy head in the back of the show.
Well, so that's why sometimes having like the little, like the Vegas thing where it's the hotel room and the show is actually good, because people don't think about things like spending on Ubers back and forth, or
that's
they don't think about.
I think that's why Showboat has such staying power, because it's literally like, oh, there's a 20-minute intermission. Oh, I can go run back up to my room real quick and get another drink or run to the bathroom. Yeah, I want to put this up real quick. Screwball. Congratulations. Yeah, he's calling a Dr. Redacted match during Mania week. That's exactly. I know, but I mean, I'm on it. I'm not, but I feel like a proud papa knowing that every single person here has done a little something here or there. Everybody's grown, and that's what it's all about. I think is everybody grows and does better. So, yeah, screwball. Bear with the huge slam on Beastman in the last few minutes, looking at all four men. You could actually see they gave all. They set up panes of glass. Claxton goes through one, then the other. And at one point, I'm thinking, Claxton, you earned your money, buddy. Just lay down. It's perfectly fine. If you just really, you can't do much more that needs to be done. I feel like you cemented yourself in a great weekend. Redacted double missile drop kick, grabs the TV, sends Beastman through the barbed wire door. Bear is swinging chairs. There are Bear chants. Beastman is hitting a black hole slam on Bear. Like I said, video game. Beastman gets misted by Redacted and goes through tacks. Bear takes out Claxton with a tube bundle. Bear puts Redacted through a door. The fans erupt. Bear drags the TV to the middle of the ring, picks up Claxton, put him through it, and covers for 3. Our winner in this one, Bear frickin' Bronson. These guys gave everything. All 4 men got ovations. Claxton, I said, can come back anytime. A+ for effort. What would you like to say about this one? This was probably my favorite match of the weekend. More so than the big set piece at the end of Sunday. I think that this was the most fun, the most varied. It wasn't just a set piece. It wasn't just a set piece to carry on a longer story. I think this was just a discrete match that really didn't have much of a story besides, hey, TOS is coming up. You want to see some fucking violence? That's all it needed to do. Done it well. Yeah. Right. Okay, here. I'll still say it. When
when it's time for Atticus to do his thing, if that belt isn't on Bear, I'd like to know who has better promo skills, better wrestling, bigger size, and is more prepared for TV than Bear at the GCW level.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I think KJ is going to have a chance at some point too. And I think that, I mean, first of all, who has the most top 100 matches at GCW? Well, since he's been here, actually, it's him. Bear's put down quite a few too. If you go
Bear's
out a
put
little
down some
further.
top 10 bangers, not just top 100 bangers.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, at first I was like, well, Bear and Slade. I mean, really going back to his original match, I was like, Bear and Slade. I'm like, first of all, Bear is new to this, and Slade is not newer, but still.
Slade was kind of a blank slate.
Yeah. Still at that time. What happened though is we didn't realize, dude, if we look back, they made each other. Bear got more out of it, but they made each other. And I had to kind of eat my words. And I told Bear face to face, I'm like, I was worried about how
I did the same thing.
Slade would hand in hand, but well, fans know.
I did the same fucking thing to Bear, and yeah, and like
I'm the one who watched that match with. I watched the match live with Slade and Mo, and so I was really worried. I don't know.
Which was Slade and Hoodfoot?
That was in Detroit where Hoodfoot got fucking cut.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember that one.
So I mean, you know what I mean? Like I always have concern. Like I said, I feel like a papa for a bunch of people that don't need me as a dad. Yeah. I enjoyed Mance Warner as champ. Great.
He
William
tweeted something about coming back as a face. I could see him on the road eventually, but I think we're a little heavy on people who are better in the chase than people who are better on top.
I will say this much. I need Mance in the 2300 arena in some capacity. Him and Bear, maybe. I don't know.
Would be huge.
Yeah. And just let them walk around the fucking building. Just have a great time, boys. Trash cans, chairs, just enjoy yourself. I'm hoping we see a lot of that. I'm going to tell you though, before 2300 and after 2300, I think we should fantasy book just for fun and just see what comes out of it.
We could do that.
Or at least after. What would we change? What would we like to do different? Because again, this is 2300 arena. I know sometimes people may downplay it, but a lot of the fans are going, no, like you don't understand. You're going back to ECW arena, even though it's 99% different. It's still the old ECW arena. The bricks are still there.
Famous bingo hall, yeah.
Right. So that doesn't mean you don't treat it as seriously. You better treat it seriously. You should treat every show seriously, especially this one though.
Yeah.
Look at it this way. If it's a flop, this show is going to be looked back harder than others because you're in ECW arena. There's going to be haters going, you know what? You flopped at ECW arena and you're supposed to be the next ECW. Like you had your shot in home. You've had what? I don't know, 20 years to fucking look at their homework. You've had 20 years to practice. You've had 20 years to cheat on the homework. What you got?
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see how that'll go. Our next match, we only have 2 left here, Frankie. Bussy versus Unsigned and Don't Care. Unsigned and Don't Care have the entrance nailed by using Anakin's music. I really like that choice. Bussy comes out. Allie's constantly side-eyeing Effie as they walk down the ring.
The absolute sass Allie was giving Effie on the entrance here.
Wasn't it? Like my wife and I were both laughing about it. We thought it was great the way she was kind of like leaning into that one. Effie kind of seemed a little unhinged. He got up on the top rope. Came out
as prison Mike Effie with the band.
I don't even know. I don't even know what was going on there either.
Hey, look at that. $50 super sticker. Thank you, Sam.
What? Seriously, man. Thank you. I'd text me later. Like I said, I wish we sold shirts or I got to figure something out because I have a list of people. And if there's ever something ever made, we're terrible with this, dude. We're just dudes talking. If there's ever something ever made, there's a list of people that do deserve something from us as a thank you. Holy mackerel. Wow.
Thank you.
Jeez. Okay, I gotta
Sorry.
reset. That's fantastic, really. Okay. It was good seeing Allie. She worked her best to keep Effie out of this match. You can actually see where she was almost staying out of the corner at times. I liked Gary holding Effie on the ropes, looking into the camera and saying, Effie is fine. And then you see Anakin come out of the side, kind of give Effie a kiss on the cheek. Effie still has one of the best spears in the game. Allie almost pinned both of her opponents by herself at one point. Fast forward.
Effie got in his own way on that one. Like, I think obviously it's part of the storyline, but Effie was definitely getting in his own way on this match. So,
and there's so many micro things going on. I'm actually not putting all of them in here, but Effie and Allie are doing quite a few little micro struggle things that I didn't write down. Fast forward, Effie grabs a screwdriver and starts stabbing Anakin with it. Allie's trying her best to stop him. She's yelling. Allie starts beating on Effie and threatens to, and then, Effie beats on Allie and then threatens to stab her with the screwdriver. Everyone finally rushes out to help. The match is called off. We had no winner. It was a no contest. Allie says she wants a loser leaves GCW forever match up against Effie. Okay, what do you think of the match, and what do you think about this stipulation afterwards?
Okay, so this is one of the other things that we were talking about right after this match came out, was like, we got to do the actual number crunch of what this means for a loser leaves GCW match. The two most likely scenarios are going to be, one, it's legit and somebody is actually out of GCW. Two, the other option is we do somebody in a mask doing a Juan Cena, doing a Mr. America gimmick for a little bit.
We were going to talk about that. Do you think Effie will come in before Collective and do a Juan Cena gimmick?
Effie has worn a mask before. He has a pink and blue mask. So
Bingo. I mean, yeah. Why FFE? Like Effie backwards. It'd be.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
It would still kind of be Effie.
But actually, the other option is the number crunch math of Allie's got a ID championship match this week.
Correct.
So
correct. On top of, well, I'll leave it at that. Go ahead.
No, yeah. I mean, so the crunch is that this could be legit, and Allie's just going to WWID, or it could be some funny haha. Oh, it's definitely not Effie type angle for a little bit. But the other weird thing is that this is on Friday night. Loser Leaves Town is on Friday night, and then Big Gay Brunch is on Saturday morning, where they're both booked.
Okay, so that actually was a great point that was brought up here. Let me see if I got that real quick. Tim Dan says, why isn't this Big Gay Brunch's main event? Like, why? Maybe it's too sad as a main event. I don't know, but I mean, these are like two of the top.
Don't highlight it, but Matt, that was also in the number crunch, Matt, that we have been putting together. So that was a big thought I had as well. I won't highlight it because if you know, but
yeah.
That's the other half of that Allie winning the ID match, or there's some other reason Allie may be leaving town.
Yeah. Well,
gun to my head, if it's a legit leaves town, Allie's losing. If it's the Mr. America haha funny gimmick, Effie's losing.
LFE. He could be ELFE. LFE. Oh my gosh, that is so yeah. So that's the other thing, was that Effie was talking in our interview that Allie does want to kind of move on and go to other places and bigger companies, and people like us who pay attention heard that, and yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if I like this bigger font for things or smaller fonts, but I think for people at home, bigger might be better.
Bigger is probably better. Yeah.
I'm happy that it's not cutting you off, but it kind of, yeah. If we ever need to, I can always switch screens, because I don't mind being cut off a little. You know what I mean? They know I'm there.
I'm good too. Yeah.
The Vandal 48 video before the match was cool. I liked how Otis and Atticus were standing on either side of Napier and kind of giving him a pep talk and reminding him who he is, why he's here, and what he represents. I thought that was very well done before the show. That brings us to our main event, the Atlantic City Street Fight with a career on the line.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, no. I'm just reacting to this match.
Have a good one. Nice to
Have a
see
good
you
one,
here.
Mike.
Appreciate you, Gooch. Yeah, so Matt's career was on the line up against Christian Napier's shot at the championship. So I have to say I love Napier's white gear. It foreshadows that he's going to take some damage.
Mm-hmm.
The Cracker thing, I get what he's looking for. Fans, front row, had another idea. You were there, Frank.
Okay, so
you even took the fucking picture on Twitter, so you can't say you weren't. Talk to me about it.
I was absolutely involved with this.
Tell me how ass crack happened.
So, I was going to speak on Napier for a second first.
Okay.
Someone on one of the Facebook groups, I had the same thought independently of this comment, but I forget who posted this comment. Forgive me, but this was not my thought. But Napier has little brother energy. He has little brother that mom says big brother has to take out hanging out tonight energy.
Is it because he's younger and kind of less experienced?
Otis can stand on his own. Atticus can stand on his own. Your first thought of Napier isn't Napier, it's V48 member.
And that was how he was introduced, correct? I'm trying to remember if that was how he was.
Representing the Family Born gang, doing the whole 48. Yeah.
I think everybody starts out in small doses. I think if he can, if he's, I'm sorry, I kind of broke in there. Go ahead first.
No. That's a finished thought. Go ahead.
I was thinking that, everybody starts small, just like I like how a lot of wrestlers may start as a referee or a tag person so they can kind of be on the side and learn.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Napier, he's not a complete package yet because he's younger. Of course. So what I'm thinking is that this is him cutting his teeth without being overexposed in a singles match. Of course, we just had a single, but not without being overexposed. This allows him to get a couple nice high spots in and then get the fuck out of the way. It's almost the equivalent of dabbling. He's kind of dabbling to get himself where he needs to. He needs to polish who he is, find himself. He's still working on taglines. He's still working. He's on a cracker now. He's going to maybe go to something else.
Okay, right. Let's move on to this. During the promo package for this main event, they handed out signs to the front row that said "Cracker ass cracker." And
it was a fan?
Oh no, it was crew.
Okay.
It was crew, as in I guess they wanted to do a big entrance thing for Napier. Part of it was people don't want to hold up signs that say "Cracker ass cracker" because that just doesn't feel right. Second of all, we don't want to be part of Napier's entrance.
Because he's a bad guy. Is that, you know what I mean? Is that what you're kind of leaning toward?
Yes.
Because these are smarter fans.
So what do? Well, we're going to find the funny thing to do with the sign.
That's GCW fans for you. I'm so sorry. That's just what it is.
So we figured I went on an anagram finder real quick to see if I could find a funny word. And then we just cut it down to ass crack. And then that's what we hold up.
Wait, now I want to say something though, because I don't want Napier to feel like I'm so sorry, but 20 years from now, you're going to look back on that and fucking laugh and realize that was a show of love more than you know. That was actually a nice little and they were fucking with you. And as long as you roll with it, it's just like if Beastman, when he falls down, as long as you roll with it, you'll be good. So I'd say enjoy it. I think it's funny.
And I think we found the as long as he keeps his cracker ass cracker, I think that's just going to be our heckle chant at him for the time being. It's just going to be yelling ass crack at him.
I heard it throughout the match here. Yeah, everybody was pretty friendly, making the ass crack chant over and over.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean this in a positive way. Napier's fortunate to have a chance to work with Matt. I'm sure he knows that. I can actually see that when I think it was Murdoch's lady had said, once Murdoch and Tremont are done, people are really going to miss what they did for the next generation that we have right now. And when they're done, it's going to create one hell of a vacuum. And that's why I say, I'm sure Napier knows, but he's very fortunate to be in the position he is. Great job on Matt for helping to grow another young talent. Matt then came out next. Happy to see him working after that scary incident in LA. I still feel kind of weird watching him because I always worry if something's going to happen. I think that's just the old guy in me having concern for others' injuries. Someone was off with the air horn. That's so GCW. I fucking loved it. Honestly,
because the person who had the air horn at that moment was like an entire case of Miller Lights in.
That's fucking GCW. I like that. Honestly, that's like a memorable thing. Someone was drunk and fucked up. Like, yeah. Usually they hit it pretty good. So to be off a little bit is fucking hilarious. The scaffold spot was great. Great job on both men. Napier landed near perfectly.
You know what that reminded me of them fighting on the moving scaffold. Remember the WrestleMania 8 or 9 ring carts?
Oh yeah. Yes.
That's what that reminded me of.
Yeah, Matt did a decent job. Barusa did a decent job steering them and sending them everywhere with it. I like how the scissor lift always gets involved somehow.
Yeah, cool. I mean, AC is one of the few rooms that's tall enough for a scissor lift spot.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we were talking down about the height of the room, but it's like it's the one thing they were, you can do with that height of that is do these weird scissor lift spots over and over again.
Well, Vando 48 came out, and that was my fear. The tables turned. Matt was sent face first onto thumbtacks. Vandal tapes up Matt, and that's when Bear and Marcus Mathers comes out. There was a moment late in the match where Matt took a chair shot to the head and went down.
Not a chair shot, multiple.
Yeah. Napier went for the cover, and fans went completely silent. It actually felt for a split second like Napier may have won.
Honestly,
is that why it got quiet?
Yes. And I think people were just seeing those chair shots connect repeatedly. And I think that kind of sucked a little bit of air out of the room with his hands handcuffed while that happened.
Yeah, because we understand head trauma a little better now.
Yeah.
Bronson came out with a huge tube bundle to save the day. Handed it
to Matt. That
rope.
Bundle was at least a 50 stack.
There was a lot in there. I don't know how many, but
I saw that tube stack and I said, "Holy fuck, that's a cannon."
Yeah, that's exactly the word you used too. It was a cannon, a tube cannon. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Matt had Bronson handed that tube bundle over to Matt. There was a huge splash, hit Napier with the tubes, covered for 3. Our winner and still working at GCW, Matt Tremont. Matt said he also wanted to deliver a message to the other Vandals, and it looks like Matt has his title shot. So he's going to have that at a steel cage match in Las Vegas at the Collective.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this match, man?
It was a lot. It was kind of a schmoz because we kind of expected that kind of, interference from the Vandals to happen. We didn't know how they would equalize it or at least, neutralize the Vandals' effect on this match. I think they've sort of been leaning too heavy on the Matt being handcuffed to the ropes and just, abusing Matt thing for a couple shows now. I wish we would do something else besides that just to spice it up a little bit, but it was violence. It was just the big spot fest match, and that's all that really needed to do here. It was 99% of the time, except for those chair shots, I think everybody knew it was like, okay, Matt's winning this, and we're going to get a Matt #1 contendership match. But it's the post-match promo, I think, was what saved the match in a lot of people's eyes. With Bear and Matt just, posted up in actual chairs, just sitting down, not pacing around the ring, just actually deliberately setting up a chair and actually just getting comfy to cut a promo after that.
It looked like, dude, I've been doing this a long time, and sits down and says, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
And then just tells him. I don't know, man. I think overall it ended up being a good ending. And where does Napier go from here? You know, where's the next, small fight that he ends up picking? We'll see where that goes. If it were going to be singles action, I'd like to see him go through people like Teriyaki, people like that, where it's younger singles.
Picking up easier wins, not easier.
And I know he's doing Vandal work, and there's usually Vandal work every show, but I would like to see him do a little bit in the scramble scene. He can still do behind the scenes, or he can still do a little run in.
That's a good idea. I mean, that's a different idea.
Yeah. I don't see why someone like him isn't in scrambles.
You see him kind of more stuck towards these, Vandal mook spots rather than him standing on his own feet in like a scramble where he just, put him in a scramble where he just fuck with people for the entire match.
Well, what happens if he wins 3 scrambles in a row or 4 scrambles or we see that he wins half the time he's in a scramble? All that's going to do is make him look better, make the Vandals look better. But why not? But again, I stand corrected a little bit too, because Reed Harris Cooper earlier was saying, Christian's done other things under another name and he's been around a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah, but I mean, in this position, I feel like he's been a great pain in the ass. I think
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. And I think, you know what I mean? Like when he came out and put that lock on Bear and Gabby's door, like I almost had a little chuckle, like, motherfucker got him. Yeah. Like that's real heel shit. And I thought he did a good job there. Yeah. Napier versus Vipress. Interesting match there. Again, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Yeah.
Hope for the best. You have anything else you'd like to talk about before we finish up GCW's So Much Fun from Sunday at the Showboat?
Not really, because I think I got all of my bullshit talk out at the front of the show tonight.
Hey, that's okay though. That was worth deep diving on because again, like you felt almost demoralized. I'm like, there's my buddy feeling like shit, and he just had a weekend at GCW. He should be riding high.
Yeah.
So before we go, William Bruno's asking, who are our predictions for TOS entrance this year? Let me get my answers out. I actually had a set of answers.
Yeah, you actually prepared for this one.
I
think Atticus, Anakin, if you're connecting enough dots, I think Anakin's in.
That's what I was thinking. And like I said, I think I read what he was doing and I just got my wires crossed. So let's see here. I'm trying to find it right now. Murdoch had asked. That's kind of where it came from. Was Murdoch was like, who else should go in? And I was like,
I don't think Bear. I think Bear said he's not doing any more tournaments. John's retired from tournaments.
Yeah.
Matt's conquered every tournament underneath the sun.
Yeah. Where do you go from there? Right.
Yeah.
And that's what stinks is Bear's out when I feel like he's more in now than ever after his speech at NHB saying, if you want me, you're also going to get the red that comes with it. And I was thinking, well, like he's now dialed in more than ever, but if you're not into it or you don't need it, then that's perfectly fine, dude. He's knocking it out of the park. Every match he's knocking it out of the park, dude. Like, does he need the championship? Actually, GCW needs him to have the championship. I'm just being fair on that one right now. Bear don't need it. GCW Redacted, needs Bear to have it.
Redacted, like, I don't understand why Redacted's not already announced for TOS. Like, look at his fucking entrance. Look at the dumb shit that man will do in a ring. Like, put him in TOS and money just prints. Like, Bev. Bring the Bev back, yeah.
My list right now shows Bear Bronson, Dr. Redacted, Otis Cogar, Little Sicko, Angel Metro, Dmitry Alexandrov, Big Fucking Joe, and Sam Stockhouse.
Angel Metro is a name.
tore it up the last couple weekends to a point to where it's like, all right, that's not a mistake. She's deathmatch.
Yeah.
She wants to do it. She's tough as nails. Fresh face at GCW would be fantastic. And I think have earned it. Actually, I think probably tougher than most of the females we have right now.
She hasn't been in GCW.
Nope. What a great place to put someone in TOS when you're trying to build faces and new stars.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see here. Angel Metro is very good. Angel Metro would make you think my no holds barred GCW. That sounds fun and all. I would love to see that happen. I would like for one show the chains go up just as a goodbye to independent wrestling for NHB. You know, we all have, you know, we would have loved WCW and WWE and WWF at that time to get together and fight each other. That's just fans talking. You know what I mean? Unfortunate, like no holds barred has a grittiness that I think at times GCW misses and used to have. And that's partially why I like watching it too. And I don't mean that as anything like, you know, I'm a wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling fan, man. I love it all. Okay. So you're good. Nothing else we need to really mention or whatnot.
I mean,
you're happy.
Yeah. It was, fuck, I lost my thought. I'm sorry.
We were talking about
Slade.
Angel for a little bit, and then we were talking about just finishing up on Deathmatch with TOS.
No, it's the TOS scene. We haven't even seen any of the potential Japanese talents that are going to be in TOS this year either, because we always get like one or two surprise Japanese entrants into TOS. So,
who haven't we seen, or who would you like to see? Like what, Takeda? Maybe. I mean, Kasai is like, Kasai has to be, you know, ridden over like
Segura. Tori Segura.
Yep.
Who else? Oh, shit.
See what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Rena. Fuck, bring back Rena.
100%. 100%. I would not be against. I think Rena and Otis should meet up. You got a previous champion.
Have they not yet?
They have not. Well, no, I'm spitballing off the top of my head. I don't remember them actually ever meeting up at some point. Screwball says Mao or Shun Skywalker.
Yeah.
Mal is always a good choice. You don't even have to speak the language, and you know by his facial expressions.
Exactly.
You know, he has good charisma too. Mal does. I don't know, man.
No, there's a whole thing of who would you bring over. So
I don't know. That gets too deep.
Yeah. Honestly.
And, half the wrestlers I would like to see in also are people a lot of GCW people don't want to see in. And it is what it is.
And that's a whole different.
A completely different conversation for sure. All right. Yeah. Oh, look, somebody said Alex Cologne would definitely surprise people.
I know we say never in wrestling, but yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
All right. Well, we have a wide open show next week. I am looking to try to solidify a guest, waiting for them to get back to us. If not, looks like me and Frankie might be sitting down and we'll all be watching some wrestling together. I do know that I have
do a watch along of some handpicked selections
for sure. I have one that is the Briscoes versus who was it? SGC. And I want to play that one because the Briscoes had the tag titles at that time. Banger of a fucking match. So yeah, if you can think of a match or two you want to maybe add to
I've got
that.
a couple in mind. And if you have a thought, send it to us on Twitter.
Oh yeah, by all means. Geez, that's for sure. If you guys want to see a specific match, you're spending time with us too. You're part of this.
Throw us some ideas. We may use a couple of them.
Hell yeah, we're all in this together. I get arrested. We all get arrested. All right. So thank you so much for everyone who gave tonight. Holy mackerel. Seriously.
There's a couple who sent stickers our way tonight. So
yeah. All of that matters. I say it a couple times, but I really mean it. If everybody could just do a like on the video, like, subscribe, hit the bell, Thanks again for those who donated. That is greatly appreciated. As always, I have a hard time giving enough thanks. You can find Frankie at Frankie_GC World. I didn't fuck it up.
Hey, that's me. Hey, that's
And
me.
you can find me over at GC World Podcast. My messages are always open if you need to get a hold of us. That concludes the last Game Changer World episode of year 1. And the next time we speak will be the beginning of year 2.
God, we've been doing this on this channel for a year.
Yeah, already.
Insanity.
I got the blessing a year ago, 5 days before that. So, oh yeah, I wrote that one down and made sure I remembered that one. I can't wait to. I actually haven't had a chance to message Brett and thank him. I got to do that. As always, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us tonight. We will be seeing you next week. And what do you say, Frankie? It's time to send them out like we always do.
Yup.
All right, guys, do it with Human Tornado just jumped in the last second.
Hey,
Nice to see you.
Shit.
Hell yeah, I live here. I'll see you.
He lives here, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing you here. If I have a chance, Tornado, I'll definitely say hi to you. Love you. Seen you before a couple times. All right, let's do it, homies. Long live
GC
G
C W.
Thank you so much. We love you.